All right, man. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? We here for, at the very least, round 4. We have 2 fourth-round picks. We also have 2 sevens. But yeah, man, let's see what's about to happen, bro. What's good, Cave? What's good? What's good? Let's see what detention pond boat Ron does. What's good, Andreas? We need a middle linebacker. I don't know if we can get a good one this late. I mean, there's some guys left, but all of the guys I really liked are gone. It's been good so far. We drafted 3 day 1 contributors. It's time to let Matt go because we can get someone younger and cheaper to give us production. He's been giving us over the last 2 seasons. What's good, DMV representative? What's happening, everybody? What's good, Joseph? 4th round pick of Sam Howell. I could definitely see that. What's good, Mike? What's good, Luck? I would love Darian Bevers. Yeah, I mean, linebacker-wise, Darian Bevers is my favorite option left for sure. What's good, Justin? What's good, Mr. Jones? King Sean. Rich was good. Oh, man, we went Mathis over Curtis Brooks and Robinson over Pierce Strong. Better drafted. Would have been better and drafted later. What's good, James Panda? What's good? What's good? What's good, James Fisher? My boy Henry was good. We managed to cap by drafting reliable rotational players so we could pay Terry and others. I see that strategy. I can see that. What's good, Yoshi? Jaden was good. Was good. Yeah, Zion McCullum at corner and Darian Bevers, same for me. 2 of my top players available right now. For sure, those are 2 of my top. Of course, I like Jamari Salyer from Georgia. Maybe an interior offensive lineman. Try that. We need a day 1 starters point blank. J-Mon was good. Loco was good. Ben was good. ARW1 was good. Mark Paul. Ivan was good. Was good. What's happening, everybody? Henry was good. How do you become a channel member of the channel? It's in the link of the description. It's like a literal direct link that takes you to it and everything. I appreciate it. What picks we got today? Cheyenne was good. Mike Barrett. Nah, he ain't late. He said he would be on at noon when he got JoJo Damon, Brandon Smith. Both have 3rd round grades and are good in coverage, so you'd be good fits for the Buffalo nickel. The Ravens are shopping Chuck Clark. What's good, football fan? Can't believe we didn't address linebacker issue. I guess Ron's plan includes, please no Bostic. Anybody but Bostic. Since they got Hamilton, my main player today is Penn State linebacker Brandon Smith. Draft day 3. Kind of wish we had a 5th. We still need a tight end, linebacker, Buffalo nickel roll. I mean, like I said, if we don't address interior offensive line high enough, we'll probably go. We may bring back Eric Flowers for cheap. Same thing with the Buffalo nickel. Maybe we bring back Landon Collins for really cheap. So we'll see. But yeah, Zion McCullum and Darian Bevers are for sure my favorite players available. What's good, Queen Sheen? What's good? What's good? MW Infinity was good. We still need a tight end. Yeah, we definitely need a tight end. I think I just read that, though. What's good, Eric? Did y'all see the name of the youth football team? They were called Baby Raiders with the black and gray uniforms. No, I ain't even peeped that. I gave the grade a D- lack of vision. Ron ain't drafting a linebacker because he's trying to make a comeback and play linebacker. What's good, Aaron? What's good? What's good, Aaron? How's Christopher Allen out of Alabama? Well, I don't know. You lost me with that one. What's good, Timothy? What show you going to stream a Rico according to the fan pages? If you're disappointed in the draft, you're not a real fan. We can go down the road to the Ravens, apparently. No, I'm definitely disappointed in this draft for sure. But yeah, man, I'm still here, holding it down, going strong. Get that monster offensive lineman out of Minnesota University. Who you talking about, Dave? What's good, Dave? Opinion on getting a quarterback, one of the 4s? Nah. At this point, I mean, I'm not really high on Sam Howell and those other guys. What's good, Queen Sheen? What's good, Charlie? What's good? What's good? What's good, Eric? Hopefully we have a great draft today. We'll see, man. We'll see. Let's see what happens. It's completely up in the air. Again, Darian Bevers and Zion McCullum are my favorite options right now, but we'll see what happens. All right, so Buccaneers already just took a tight end. Now we're on to the Texans. Remember, we picked 113th and 120th, so we picked pretty soon. We're like 7 picks away with our first pick, and then we're 7 picks away after that to pick again. So This should be pretty fun. We'll see what happens. Should be some good players available, but we'll see. Again, if we somehow pick up a 5th round pick, then I'll continue live streaming. But as of right now, I'll probably live stream through our 2nd, 4th round pick. Stay a little bit longer just in case to see what's going on, just to make sure. And then, like, at a certain point, I'll probably just dip up out of here and go ahead and start breaking down, watching film on the guys that we ended up drafting, because I'm pretty sure it's not going to be who I want. So it's gonna I'm probably going to be watching film on them for the first time. So we'll see. Because our draft confusing you two. We're picking solid players but no blue chips. That's my exact thoughts. That's why I'm so disappointed. We're playing it safe. We're going with high floor guys, no high ceiling at all. I mean, Jahan Dotson, you can argue, may have somewhat of a high ceiling, but everybody else is just kind of like, they're going to come here and do this immediately. You don't have to worry about them. At the very least, they're good depth, and I feel like we could have, reached for higher than that. It's kind of funny because this draft is literally the antithesis of last year's draft. I'm sorry, I still got my retainer in. Like last year, we went straight ceiling. Really, technically, outside of De'Ami Brown, our first 3 rounds was straight ceiling. This time, our first 3 rounds are straight floor, no ceiling at all, pretty much. My boy Henry became a channel member. Hold up! I gotta bring the stream deck over here so I can react. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. We got a rookie sponsor in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Setting it off. Good start to the day. Good start to today. Thank you. Yeah, I like the Brian Robinson pick definitely more than I like the Fedarian Mathis pick for sure. But either way, I'm not really in love with any of the picks. Even though I like Jahan Dotson a lot, I'm still upset that we traded back and had an opportunity to get Jamison Williams and Kyle Hamilton, and we traded back and got Jahan and used one of those 3rd round picks on Brian Robinson, which is a good pick. But me personally, I still take Kyle Hamilton or Jamison Williams over Brian Robinson, Jahan Dotson, and whoever we'll take with one of our 4th round picks. But we'll see though. Maybe we end up getting some sleepers. If we end up drafting Zion, McCollum, and Darian Beavers in this draft, then I will think quite highly of this draft, because then now we're going for ceiling. Now we're going for guys that could potentially be stars. So we'll see how this goes. What's good, everybody that just pulled up? What's good? Ron draft's very weird. Yeah, it's really inconsistent. What are you using for your draft? Oh, this is CBS, because it updates automatically without me having to click the refresh button or nothing. So it's kind of perfect. A bit tired of the new culture. It's just more trying to win off the field and they're failing. Yeah, I just hate how safe we're playing it. Like right now, and I can understand because Ron Rivera is like not on the hot seat yet, but next year he probably will be, especially if we don't make the playoffs this year. And I mean, generally, it just looks like we're trying our hardest to not be bad rather than trying our hardest to be great. And I hate that. I prefer to shoot. I prefer to take risk, try to get the best players possible, the high ceiling guys. I mean, of course, you want your guys to have somewhat of a floor, but I don't know, man. Just straight floor and barely any ceiling so far in this draft. I'm not loving it. It's solid, and I understand why they're doing it, but it's just not. It's definitely not what I've done. And again, like I say, we pay these coaches millions of dollars, bro. If you're drafting all straight high floors, what are you paying these guys millions of dollars to do? I think the majority of the job of being a coach is development more than anything else. And then there's like scheming, there's game plan development, and then calling plays and stuff like that during the game. But I think the majority of what you do as a coach is developing players. So when you go straight floor players the whole way through the first 3 rounds, it sounds like you just don't trust your coaches to develop guys. You just want guys that are gonna come in today and contribute immediately. And I feel like I just prefer to have a little bit more faith in my guys than that. But I mean, again, all of the picks are solid. Technically, none of the picks are bad. Like, I'm way lower on this draft than I would actually really grade this draft. Like, again, this is a solid draft so far. We got guys that are gonna contribute early, but again, I hate it. I'm a ceiling guy, so. The Texans now have Derek Stingley, Jalen Petrie, John Mechie, and Damian Pierce. That's a good draft right there. The Browns took Perrion Winfrey. That was a guy we were potentially looking at later. If we didn't get Fedarian Mathis in the second, we probably would have tried to have gotten what's his name? Probably would have tried to get Perry and Winfrey in like maybe with one of our 4th round picks, but we already took Fedarian Mathis, so we weren't gonna go defensive tackle again, but can't win playing it safe. Yeah, I really think we're doing our best to not be bad rather than trying our hardest to be great. I don't think the goal is necessary to be great. I think we're just trying to tread water. I think we're just trying to stay afloat at this point, and I don't like it. I'm not here for that at all. I prefer to risk being great and be bad than to just sit there and be average, just perpetually average. I can't stand it. And it's even worse now that my Georgia Bulldogs just went out there and showed how you can be great. So now I'm holding my Washington Commanders to even higher standards after seeing my Bulldogs go super stupid. And Timberwolves got eliminated last night, so I don't even know how much basketball I'm gonna be watching anymore. So I'm struggling over here. The draft is supposed to be really deep, and we're picking around the edges and taking players around earlier than other teams. Yeah, I don't like that too. That's another thing. But again, if you really love a player, like on the opposite side of that, if you really love a player, you go ahead and take him. Bill Belichick does it all the time. Everybody considers pretty much all his picks reaches, but it ends up working out. But it's just the fact, like, do we have the coaching staff that can do what Bill Belichick does? I doubt it. So we'll see though. But the Patriots don't play we think we can get them in the 4th, so we won't take them right now in the 3rd. No, they just go ahead and take people. And that's pretty much what we're doing right now, but we'll see if it works. We will see if it works. I'm sorry I'm missing a lot of the comments too. Got Benjamin saying we're taking the best available, like where? Nah, we definitely are not doing best player available. That's for sure not it. We're definitely siding more with need than best player available. Again, with Deron Payne potentially leaving, with Matt Ioannidis and Tim Settle already gone, defensive tackle technically is a big need. Even though I wouldn't have addressed it in the 2nd round, especially with him. But they're trying to fill needs. Running back. When they released Peyton Barber, they thought he would clear waivers. They were surprised when the Raiders picked him up. And so they kind of panicked and was like, man, we really need an early down running back that can pick up the 3rd and 1s, the 4th and 1s. And going back and looking at Brian Robinson's tape a little bit more, I do like his pass blocking. I like his pass blocking a lot. So that makes me like the pick even more. But yeah, if they felt so desperately that we needed to keep Peyton Barber and you lost him, then Brian Robinson is a home run pick, because Brian Robinson is easily better than Peyton Barber in a lot of different ways. Pass protection, he's stronger, better vision. I think like he's literally just a Peyton Barber upgrade in pretty much almost every way. And so it's just like, if we're basing it on what needs we had and what they're trying to fill, it's actually a really solid draft. But again, I personally hate it because I wouldn't have gone about it this way. Well, what we got going on right now, man? Oh, the Seahawks got Kobe Bryant. There he goes. I was wondering how long he was going to last. I knew he kept falling. I was like, somebody's going to take Kobe Bryant because he's not that bad. He kept getting abused because he kept getting attacked because nobody was throwing it to Ahmad Sauce Gardner. And it got to a point that teams weren't even putting their best receiver against Sauce Gardner because they already knew he was going to shut it down anyway. So it was just like, what's the point? Like, so he was facing normally the better receivers at times. And the way rules are set up in the modern football era, good quarterback, good receiver are going to be good corner every time. And so if you're just getting constantly picked on, of course your tape is going to look worse. But I think Kobe Bryant's solid. You gonna spoil the pick or not? Now, do y'all want me to spoil the pick? Y'all want me to tell y'all to watch the Commanders pick early, or y'all want me to wait like I did yesterday? But yeah, man. I mean, all I take from this is that we're in win now mode, but we're not in be great Super Bowl win now mode. We are in just try to make the playoffs type of win now mode. I think our goal right now is to make the playoffs. That's it. We're not shooting for Super Bowl yet. We're not shooting for Super Bowl at all. We're going straight for, can we win 10 games real quick? He said spoil, that's what we hear. Don't spoil. Yeah, a lot of people don't want me to. So when I see the pick, so you won't get my reaction and I'll give it away. I'll mute my mic and turn off my camera for a little bit. And then once people start knowing what we picked, I'll come back. Bro, there's a chance that we may get to our pick. Zion McCollum and Darian Bevers are there. Y'all can't fold this. But then again, they never take who we expect. They never take who I expect. So I have no hope in them taking Zion McCollum. Rico, if our pick is great, spoil it for the stream. Spoil. Nah, I'll just wait. It seems like more people don't want me to, so we'll see. I'll let somebody in the chat spoil it, and then I'll react immediately after they do. You might as well spoil it. They not getting who we want. Nah, I'm gonna let y'all, you know what I'm saying? He said if our pick sucks, spoil it. I wouldn't pass them drafting Bailey Zappi. Nah, and I like Bailey Zappi, but in the fourth, nah, I'm good. They're gonna take a 23-year-old player with low upside. That's basically what this draft has been. Seniors, 23, 24-year-olds. I think Fedarian Mathis is a redshirt senior. They literally just going come in immediately to contribute with no crazy ceiling to become a Pro Bowler. I don't think we drafted a single Pro Bowler. Maybe Jahan Dotson. I like his ceiling probably a little bit more than other people do, but like Brian Robinson and Fedarian Mathis is just coming here to be part of a rotation and to contribute early on. But I don't see them being Pro Bowlers ever. Maybe Brian Robinson if he turns into Mark Ingram, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it was just a matter of time. Oh, the Ravens are taking Daniel Falele. Okay, that's a good pick. Ravens are having a really good draft. Ravens are having a crazy draft. The Ravens, the Jets, the Eagles, the Lions. There's a lot of teams out here doing it big right now. The Colts have a great haul, bro. Steelers are going crazy. It's a lot of teams going crazy. We're not one of them, sadly. But it's cool, though. Again, we have a solid draft, but it's just not exciting. Yeah, Daniel Falele is 6'9", 380. That is crazy. That's insane. Dotson definitely a sleeper. It's going to be a linebacker or a safety. I think our biggest needs easily right now, safety, linebacker, tight end, interior offensive line. Probably in that order, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's like I think we're gonna take a safety or a linebacker. I don't think it's both, because I think we may try to get a guy to do the Buffalo nickel. So it's like safety or a linebacker, number one. I would say tight end, number two. You could argue tight end is our biggest need right now, but I just don't think there's anybody worthy of going in the fourth round right now. And then interior offensive lineman. But just think about it. I love Wes Schweitzer, but he's about to be blocking Jordan Davis and having to pick up Nakobe Dean blitzes. I don't like that combination. Twice a year. Chicago traded a 2023 sixth to LA for two 2022 seventh round picks. That's interesting. Okay. That's an interesting. We're not even in the sixth round yet, so that's an interesting pick right there. Daniel Falele is a really interesting pick because his RAS is actually really low, but I mean 6'9", 380 pounds. So you better figure something out. You better get that man in the lab, figure something out. Let's see what happens though, man. I don't know what we're about to do, to be completely honest. Again, I think top needs safety / linebacker, one or the other. Tight end 2 and interior offensive lineman. My favorite players available right now are by far Zion McCollum and Darian Bevers, but there's a few other guys out there that are pretty solid, but those are my guys right now that's left. You've seen me mock them to us in my mock drafts. Like, I really want both of them. My boy Big Simple, man, what's good, man? Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy, man. Got the most energy in Burgundy and Gold Nation, man. Y'all gonna love him. Ron is too old school. The league is passing him by. I kind of feel the same way too, but I think it's, again, I think it's more so. Yeah, the Ravens definitely won the draft though. Definitely easily top 3 drafts. But I think it's more so just playing it safe than being old school. Like, I think they're aware of what they're doing. Like, if he was old school, that's more so like he doesn't know what he's doing. He just thinks this way is the way and he hasn't adapted. I think he's aware of what other people are doing and it's working. But I just think he doesn't care. I think he just cares more about, again, treading water, staying afloat rather than trying to be great. We're shooting for being good rather than great. My boy DeAndre was good. What's your call at 113? I think it's going to be safety or linebacker. but I really want Zion McCollum. Zion McCollum is my favorite player left. I would probably say Darian Beavers is my second best player left for me, especially at need. Play safe but get talent. G's. Jets had a franchise changing draft. Yeah, Zion McCollum's my guy, bro. I want him so bad. I want Zion McCollum so bad, bro. Please, man. All right, New York Giants took a tight end. They took tight end Daniel Bellinger. So here we go. We're up next. When I see our pick and I already know our pick, I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic and turn off my camera so I can, we could have got Pickens or tight end McBride at 47. Yeah, I just feel like we could have done way better in this draft, but it's whatever. I'm going to pop the trunk on Ron, keep playing. At this point, we're probably going to be top 5 next year. I mean, but again, our floor, I'm really afraid of being perpetually average, and we're going in head first into that. Because, I mean, we won 7 games last year with all of the stupidity as far as having a league's hardest schedule. Taylor Heineke is your starting quarterback, one of the most injured teams in the NFL. Law of averages says that at the very least we're going to win 8 games this season. Because when in doubt, even if Carson Wentz gets hurt, you go back to who your starting quarterback was last year who got you 7 wins, and that's Taylor Heineke. So it's just like, I can't see us doing worse than 8 wins. So we're not going to have a great draft pick, which is kind of a good thing and a really bad thing. Oh, don't misunderstand me. I mean a top 5 draft pick. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, I just don't think we're going to... Our schedule went from being the league's hardest to literally the league's easiest. Literally number 1 to 32 within a year. I don't think we can be that bad. I just really don't. Which again annoys me because we're just gonna keep being average at this rate. But we'll see. Hopefully we not. Hopefully we'll hit on some guys. Hopefully we get on some guys. All right, let me see what we about to pick so I can go ahead and mute my mic and turn off my camera. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and scroll over the camera button. I'm not even ready. I don't even have it ready yet. I would like Zion. Who do we play again? Which division? Rico, I think Rivera is making safe picks because he thinks we're close to being a playoff team. That's what I'm saying. We're trying to stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? We're not shooting to be Super Bowl contenders. We're just trying to slowly become a playoff contender and I guess build up from there. I guess Ron Rivera is looking in a 5 to 10 year rebuild plan, I guess. He's not shooting for great, though. You can't convince me Ron Rivera is trying to be a Super Bowl contender right now. He's just playing it. He's playing it safe, and we're just doing what we can to go out there and get maybe like 10 wins and go to the playoffs. And maybe win a game. So y'all know who we picked? Y'all already know? Everybody know? Everybody know who we picked? Everybody already hip to everything? Everybody already know? I mean, people are already talking about it in the chat, so. But yeah, man, we got Percy Butler from Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? Safety. And this is finally a pick where we go with ceiling over floor. This is our first ceiling pick. And so I'm cool with it. It's not my favorite pick. I don't love the pick. But, I mean, he ran a 4.36 at 100. 94 pounds, almost 200 pounds. And he did poorly on his vertical, but he had a great broad jump. Matter of fact, I'll pull up his RAS. Let me see his RAS. I'm pretty sure his score isn't very high, but he's a ceiling guy, and I'm not mad at it. Because as long as we're not going high floor the whole way, playing it safe the whole way, even though I think we could have got this guy around later. But we'll see, man. Let me see. I think we're bringing him in to potentially be that this may be our Buffalo nickel pick right here. But yeah, 194 pounds. Terrible bench press, but I'm not worried about that for him. I really don't care. He had a good broad jump, but a really bad vertical. He had a really good 3-cone, but a really bad shuttle. I don't know. This guy's weird, but he is fast, though. One thing about it, he's fast. We just got another Derek Forrest, Troy Apke, strong type of safety. Special team safety. Yeah, this is a special teams guy. I think this is a reach. I'm glad we're finally going ceiling, but I don't love the pick. We're going with special teams guys in the fourth round. We'll see though. Maybe they think higher of them than we do. They must be higher on them than we are, because to take them with your first fourth round pick in a draft this deep with Zion McCollum and Darian Bever still out there, you must really like this guy. Troy Apke, best safety in the league for sure. I just get a video of the best prospects left. My boy Washington Command Center, what's good, man? Well, at the very least, we have a really good special teamer, and we'll see if he can develop into something on defense. But I don't know. What's good, Skins Fan all day, man? Make sure I subscribe to my boy, man. Go check out my boy Skins Fan all day. Y'all already know how that go. What about Bubba Bolden? Wait, what? All right, man. We'll see how this goes. We finally went ceiling. Not the ceiling I would have wanted to get, but, you know. We'll see, man. We'll see. I think he's basically direct competition with Bobby McCain. Like, best case scenario, he's competing with Bobby McCain. You know what I'm saying? That's best case scenario. Best case scenario, maybe he tries to take Bobby McCain's job, but I don't know. We'll see though, man. We'll see how this goes. He said, who? Zach Todd would be the most elite of elite center prospect. Best pass pro left tackle, FBS free guys lead, but played center before and would be great. Interesting. Okay. This team sees talent and drafts the total opposite. So is he supposed to be our Buffalo? Maybe they're gonna try. I don't know. Bit too conservative. Who is he good? I mean, I can't speak on him. But again, just to let you know, at the very least, he's a really good special teams player. So, you know, there's that at least. But we'll see how he plays as far as safety goes on defense. We're definitely going ceiling here, though. Not sure if it's my type of ceiling, but we went ceiling. Wait, Pola didn't come out of USC? He's still at USC? I don't know. I thought he declared, but I think I just assumed that. I probably didn't see it anywhere. Well, Matt Miller already talking about our draft and basically saying the same thing. Literally exactly how I feel about it. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, he's probably the Troy Apke replacement on special teams. And then hopefully he has the upside to go do something. Go do something on defense. NFL Network says he's the best special teams player in draft as a gunner. I mean, again, he's a really good special teams player, but we'll see if he contributes on defense. JoJo Dominant and Brad Hawkins are probably the best nickel prospects left. 4.36 is nice. This is a botched period. I mean, we'll see, man. We're just playing it extremely safe, bruh. playing it as safe as it gets. And Brian Robinson, I've never noticed, he looks like LaDainian Tomlinson in the face a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. And Percy Butler looked just like somebody, but it's slipping my mind right now. He looked just like somebody. Is it the baby? Still in Weatherfoot. Can he cover? Bro, I'm gonna have to watch some more film on him after I'm done live streaming, because I don't have the answers for you right now. Right now, I just think he's gonna immediately compete with Troy Apke to be our best special teams coverage guy, like our gunner and all of that. And then, you know, hopefully there's some upside there for him to potentially move into our Buffalo nickel spot, maybe a free safety. I don't know. Man, Rico, we've had an awful draft. I take Damone Clark. Who did we pick in the fourth? We took Percy Butler on your screen right now. Here's his RES so you can check him out. He and Apke can be gunners. It does feel like Troy Apke 2.0. I'm not going to lie. It kind of does, but we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't get much worse than Troy Apke at this point. Who's going to be out free safety? Bobby McCain, technically right now, yeah. Was a good prospect too. We got another pick and 7 picks. Yeah, we pick again really soon. So hopefully we get Zion McCollum. Hopefully we can get Zion McCollum and or Darian Bevers for me, please. Those are the guys I really want, but we'll see. Well, NFL Network is hyping up Percy Butler, his combine workout. I'm about to check out what he did at the Shrine Bowl as well, too. I'm about to go peep what Percy Butler did at the Shrine Bowl, see what he looked like. Chris Sims loves Percy Butler. He said that the Commanders got the best pure free safety in the NFL draft. Dude has tremendous range in center field. He is very good in all areas of coverage, let alone he has 3 rockets up his butt and can fly. He is not all coverage. He's a very good tackler too. All right, man. Hey, Chris Sims be on it with a lot of players, especially a lot of sleepers. So, Chris Sims, I hope you're right. That's the most optimistic thing I think I'll ever see about Percy Butler. I think we won't even be that optimistic about him in camp, but we'll see. Yeah, that's right. Sims had to do top 5. Bro, Chris Sims be on it, though. When it comes to quarterbacks, receivers, safeties at times, he be on it. It's crazy. So we'll see, man. I still want Zion McCollum, please. Let's keep going, Sillin. Okay, if he can tackle him down. So apparently he has the most range in the draft. That's what he's saying. He's the rangiest safety in the draft, but I guess we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. His combine is so weird because he put up a really good 3-cone, but a bad shuttle. Really good broad jump, but a bad vertical. Is he explosive or not? Is he agile or not? I mean, I'm gonna look at more tape from what I've seen so far. I think I could be more optimistic as far as his testing goes, but we'll see. The speed is definitely there. We'll see though. But a lot of what makes a safety really good is mental. It's way more mental than anything else. Troy Apke was the fastest guy probably on our team the past few years, and he couldn't play a lick of safety. He looked really slow on the field because he was slow mentally. It's just like, I mean, Justin Simmons ran a 4.5 something. Kyle Hamilton ran a 4.5 something, and people are thinking he's going to be Ed Reed. And I love Kyle Hamilton, but I haven't even comped him to Ed Reed. But people were saying that even before the Ravens got him. Anthony Harris ran a slow 40 time. Ed Reed himself didn't run a fast 40 time. So it's like speed is not what matters the most at free safety. You need enough speed, but everything mental, processing, IQ, discipline, anticipation, that's what matters way more than speed. But hey, this guy has crazy speed, and we'll see if he can pick up the rest mentally. Again, Chris Sims feels like he's the rangiest safety, the best pure free safety in the draft, so we'll see how that goes. All right, and we pick again soon, y'all. So, you know, we hopefully we pick up somebody that cheers us up a little bit more. The Jets are picking 117. We have the Browns. Then the Ravens. How many picks y'all got? The Ravens just picked. Hold on. Ravens just picked 110. Right? They picked 110. Okay, they picked 110. They pick again at 128. No, wait. They picked at 110th, 119, 128, and 130. And 139 and 141. Why do they have 6 fourth-round picks? Nah, the Ravens really trying to kill this draft, bruh. They about to take over the whole draft. Oh, my Lord. Oh, yeah, y'all are saying it right now, 6 foot. The Ravens have already have a top 3 draft, in my opinion. I feel like they've killed it top to bottom so far. And then to have 6 fourth-round picks, I am scared. Oh man. Whew, I'm glad I'm not in the NFC North, boy. Because all of those teams are building long-term. Cincinnati building long-term. I mean, you just saw them go to the Super Bowl. The Ravens are having a crazy draft. Lamar Jackson, when he gets back healthy. The Steelers had an amazing draft. I love the Steelers draft. And then the Browns have Deshaun Watson and arguably one of the best rosters top to bottom in the NFL, bro. I hate to be in the AFC North right now. Man, I wanted to trade Payne to Patriots or Browns for their 3/4 and a 5th. It would have been nice, but it's already done now. I guess it's already over with, my boy. Giants and Eagles both had good drafts. Now, the Giants did really well with their 5th and 7th round picks because it's like you can't miss. But then they immediately started folding after that. They drafted a receiver way too high. We think we reached on our draft picks. The Giants have, with their receiver pick, reached more than any reach we've done in this draft. But because they have Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau, I mean, those are just obvious picks. They do have a good draft overall. But when it comes to really, really scouting, I don't love the Giants draft after, like, when things got difficult. When the players that you pick become less obvious, I don't like what the Giants have done. But they just couldn't mess up picks 5 and 7. But the Jets, the Ravens, the Lions, I like what the Titans have done. Even though, I mean, getting rid of A.J. Brown, I don't know. I do kind of like we already know who we got type of guy. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean, a lot of teams are doing really well. And I think we're having a solid draft. My main thing is, I don't necessarily think we got much better. Like, isolated, if there was no draft and we just picked up Jahan Dotson, Brian Robinson, Fedarian Mathis, and Percy Butler, and nobody else got any other players, like nobody was allowed to draft, just us, and we got those 4, then yeah, you can say we got better. But at the rate that everybody else in the league got better, how marginal our improvement was, technically we got worse. In my opinion, like the way when the average goes up, when the average of what's good goes up because everybody got better, everybody's making picks, everybody's drafting, how small of an improvement we made technically means we got worse as far as, you know, how good everybody else got around us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to really word it. My boy JP with the donation, man. Really appreciate that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good? This draft looking like a wash. Penn State kid might be nice. Some crazy stats with poor QB play. I agree. Can we still believe in Ron's plan? Is Ron tripping? I don't know, man. We got to see it on the field. As of right now, I don't love it, but I understand it. That's one thing. Like, again, this is not the draft I would have. I don't like this draft, but I fully understand the logic behind everything. They're playing it safe. Our goal is to win 10 games. It's not to win a Super Bowl right now. And I prefer for us to shoot for Super Bowl. I prefer for us to take better risk, more risk. But as of right now, our plan is to play it safe and to just win 10 games. That's the whole thing. Depth, rotational pieces that can contribute early. That's literally what we're doing. Percy Butler is our first boomer bust pick yet. Everybody else is extremely high floor. You can't miss. You literally can't miss on our first 3 picks. So if you're the type of guy that enjoys that type of draft, then this is a great draft. But for me, that prefers to go with the higher ceiling guys, the blue chip players like Kyle Hamilton and Jameson Williams who fell to us before we traded back, I hate this draft. But again, from Ron Rivera's point of view, the logic behind it is a really good draft based on what they're trying to do. Again, they value Peyton Barber more than most of us. And they were really afraid when Peyton Barber got picked up by the Raiders. They were sad. They really wanted Peyton Barber on their team. And so Brian Robinson is a huge upgrade over Peyton Barber. So if they value Peyton Barber that much, which I don't, and Brian Robinson's obviously a huge upgrade over Peyton Barber in several ways, to them, that's a home run pick in the third round. That's a draft steal in the third round to them, not necessarily to me, but you know what I'm saying, just looking at it from Ron Rivera and company's view. They wanted a receiver that can get more than 300 yards. Terry McLaurin going for 1,100, and then it's an 800-yard difference. J.D. McKissick, and then it's just everybody else. They got a guy who we can finally depend on that's going to get us at least 700. And that's really nice. Would I have, passed on Kyle Hamilton and Jamison Williams to do that? No. But, I mean, you see the logic. We lost Matt Ioannidis and Tim Settle. We created the need just to fill it, which I hate. I feel like it's a circle is stupid. Like, we literally created the need ourselves just to say that we fixed it. I don't agree with that, but the need is there, so they went defensive tackle. Defensive tackle became a need. It wasn't a need originally, but it was a need that needed to be addressed, and we got it. So, again, from their point of view, this is a great draft, and I'm just explaining the logic of why this is technically a solid draft. I just would have preferred if we took higher reward players, higher risk, higher reward players. You know what I'm saying? What's good? Awesomeness Sports. What's good, man? Appreciate you pulling back up, man. I definitely feel like we're going tight end or linebacker. We'll see, though. Great quote, Rico, regarding the defensive line circle is stupid. Yeah, we literally created a need just to fill it. We're hustling backwards. We're literally back in step one. We were at step one, technically step two, with how deep our defensive tackle depth was. We went all the way back to negative one. We went to step -1. Now we're back at step 0, step 1. And we used the second round pick to do it. But hey, we'll see. Not a circle of stupid dead to clear space for Carson Wentz. Again, and just to add that to the list of things. Carson Wentz is the reason why we weren't able to keep Tim Settle, even though Tim Settle's only making like $4 or $5 million per year. Man, I feel like we could have done that. But the reason Eric Flowers currently isn't on our roster, Landon Collins, because Landon Collins is willing to take a pay cut, but then after we traded for Carson Wentz, we tried to get him to take a second pay cut, an even further pay cut. And so that's why he's not currently on our roster. Matt Ioannidis, Tim Settle, all because we traded for Carson Wentz. So, if you love Carson Wentz, you're okay with all of this. But if you're neutral on Carson Wentz or hate him, all of this is just a big, sad domino effect from us getting Carson Wentz. Yeah, the Bella College career in Troy. All right, man, let's see what we doing. What's the Burgundy and Gold doing right now with this pick? Like Carson Strong more than Sam Howell. Same here. I prefer to get Carson Strong over Sam Howell if we got to take a quarterback. Even though at this point I'm good on all of that. Let's just go ahead and see what Carson Wentz going to do. If he doesn't play well, I don't know how we're going to get a good quarterback next year because I don't think we're going to be drafting high. Again, we have a very high floor, just like a lot of the players we took so far in the draft. So it's just like, I don't know when we're going to get that quarterback if Carson Wentz doesn't work. But as of right now, can't look that far in the future. We just gotta hope Carson Wentz works out. We're losing all of these great players because we traded for them. We're not attacking free agency. We're not being very active in free agency because we traded for Carson Wentz. So at this point, I really hope Carson Wentz ball out because of him, we're missing out on a lot of great players at other positions. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. What's going on with the pick? Somebody said we traded back. Are you guessing? Because I don't see anything. Are you guessing that or did we really do it? Now, that's crazy that the Ravens have 6 fourth-round picks. I love that. $120 went to Carolina. We traded back. Okay, we did. That's crazy. I'm not seeing it on Twitter yet. Y'all are ahead of me right now. I guess there was nobody there that we loved, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm seeing it now from Phil Yates. All right, so we gave them 120 and 189. Now we have 144 and 149. So here we go. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Well, there we go. We traded back. So let's see what happens. Dang, I wanted dog. I want Beavers too. I want Zion McCollum and Darian Beavers very bad. Like that's who I really, really want right now, man. Those are my guys that are left. Even though, like, I don't know. I mean, if they're projecting Percy Butler to potentially be our Buffalo nickel, maybe, then we may not draft Darian Beavers, because I feel like to them we need linebacker or Buffalo nickel. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we take Buffalo nickel, we're not going linebacker. If we go linebacker, we're not going Buffalo nickel. And now I'm talking about, you know, middle of the draft, top of the draft. I'm not talking about period, because we're going to bring in undrafted free agents at several positions. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as, like, you know, middle round draft picks that really matter, I don't think we're going safety and linebacker. So we'll see. I think Percy Butler, if they see him as our Buffalo nickel potential player, even though Chris Sims says he's the best pure free safety in the draft, then we're not going. I doubt we go linebacker anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? We'll see though. So we traded back 24 spots, picked up 144 and 149. So, I mean, that's not terrible. Did they already change it on the screen? They haven't changed it on the screen. So 144 is the first of the 5th round, and 149 is not far behind. So that's interesting though. That's not bad. All right, they're updating it now. 144. They're gonna change this to 149 eventually. All right, so we traded out our 4th round pick to get 2 5ths, and we gave them, I think we gave them 189. So we gave up. So we gave them our 4th round pick and our 6th round pick to get 2 5ths. So I guess, I mean, all that tells me is, as far as players available on their board right now, there's so many that they like that they're willing to trade back, and they want to try to get 2 of them if they can. But there's nobody on their board right now that they feel like they must have, which means that shows how high they feel, how highly they think of Percy Butler. They must really, really like Percy Butler. Percy Butler was with his 2 dogs when he got the call, so he didn't expect to get picked either. Here we go again. That's just gonna be the whole this is our anime arc right now, boy. Picking guys and they don't even know they're gonna get picked as soon as we took them. Trey Apke is a gym teacher at best. What'd he do? Why? I mean, I understand he's not good, but, you know. Yeah, Rich, I'm going to stay for the 5th. Yeah, I'm going to stay for the 5th. I got y'all. We going to be here. We going to be chilling. Lord, man. Zion McCollum and Darian Beavers, bro. Keep falling. Hopefully we get both of y'all in the 5th round. I would be really happy with that. Let's see how this goes. Percy Butler, talk to me. Up, there he goes. We traded back with the Panthers, and they took Brandon Smith. There it goes. They took Brandon Smith. There it goes. So we must not really like Brandon Smith like that. If we were right there, we could have got him. We traded back and let them get him. We must really not like Brandon Smith. I'm not gonna lie. So people are basically putting it as, would you prefer to have Chris Olave or Jahan Dotson and Brian Robinson? My answer is I want Kyle Hamilton and Jameson Williams. But between those 2 options, I'll definitely take Jahan Dotson and Brian Robinson over Chris Olave. But again, I was never really that high on Chris Olave to begin with. I think Jahan Dotson could potentially end up being better than him. So, I mean, that's why I say I like the Jahan Dotson pick. It's definitely grown on me more the more I've watched him. And I mean, the fact that the reason they liked him and Drake London so much is because they literally carried their offenses. Literally carried. Like, they were literally the offense. Bad quarterback, no weapons outside of them. So I like the Jahan Dotson pick the more I've thought about it and really looked into it. But I mean, yeah, Brian Robinson and Jahan Dotson, yeah, I'll take that over Chris Olave. But But I mean, I still wouldn't have traded back because I would have taken Jamison Williams or Kyle Hamilton, and I think that's a no-brainer for me. But you know, everybody has different opinions. We'll see how everything works out. It's really hard to judge a draft until 2-3 years later. So we'll see. Let's see what we do, man. 2 5th-round picks. Let's get it. Come on, Darian Bevers and Zion McCollum still out there. Do right by me. I think Dotson is better than Olave, honestly. He's not playing two-hand touch like Olave. Yeah, that's why I think Jahan Dotson may end up literally be better than Chris Olave straight up, just versus one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? And then to add Brian Robinson to that, I would easily take... Again, I'm not as high on Chris Olave as like a lot of y'all are. I like Chris Olave, but I definitely prefer to, Jahan Dotson and Brian Robinson over Olave. Hamilton and Williams were both there. We would have picked between the two. I don't know. I love Kyle Hamilton, but I'm probably siding with Jamison Williams. I think he's going to be a superstar. But with us, trying to win now, basically, even though, define win now. We're not in Super Bowl win now at all right now. We're in trying to make it as one of the 5th, 6th, or 7th seeds in the NFC win now. And so in that way, I could definitely see why they wouldn't want to take a Jamison Williams. Because, with him, he may not be healthy till a certain point, even though I've seen several reports that he'll probably even be ready by a training camp. But we'll see. But yeah, man, so I guess Kyle Hamilton would have been the safer pick. Jamison Williams would have been the higher ceiling pick there. I would have taken either one of them over what we did, though, for sure. It's not even close to me. Yeah, and then we could have got George Pickens in the second, and I think we would have killed it. That's an A+ draft for me. Kyle Hamilton in the first, George Pickens in the second. That would have been crazy. But hey, that's in the past now. I don't want to talk about that too much because it's over with now. But let's see, man. Darian Bevers, Zion McCollum still out there, man. Those are the guys who I'm rooting for in those 5th-round picks. Again, we pick... Where we at with it? Talk to me. We are pick 144 and 149, so we'll see how that goes. It's not that far away, and picks are coming in quicker now that we're in day 3, so we'll see. I really like the safety we got. Spitzer was good, man. Not Tyreek, but faster Deontay Johnson. I've seen a lot of Deontay Johnson comps, and the more I've watched this film with Deontay Johnson in mind, I'm starting to see it more. I think that's my favorite comp, too. I can see what people are trying to say with Deshaun Jackson. See what people are trying to say with Santana Moss and Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett. But I think honestly, Deontay Johnson. I think he's Deontay Johnson in my opinion. To me, and I think that's an excellent wide receiver too to have. Now, is that worthy of the 16th pick? We'll see, but. The Santana Moss I like a lot as far as a name goes, but if we're talking about actual match, like who he really looks like when he's out there, I like Deontay Johnson. I'm definitely leaning more towards that. I can see the Terry, but he just doesn't block. Like, I can kind of see the Terry, but he just doesn't have that elite speed. He's really fast, but Terry is a 4.33 guy, something like that. That's a difference. That's a pretty big difference. And he doesn't block like Terry. Remember, Terry, we drafted him to be a gunner. But yeah, I could kind of see the rest of it as far as route running, separation, and hands and stuff like that, and playing bigger than he is. I can see that part. But I do think I like Deontay Jackson though. When I watched videos back to back of them both last night, and was like, dude, hey man, I agree. I think Jahan Dotson has a chance to be better than Chris Olave, period. And then to be able to add Brian Robinson to that, I think that I would prefer that. But again, I'm the same guy that would also prefer to just go ahead and take the blue chip players that we had available instead of trading back. But I understand they wanted to get more 3rd-round picks, more 4th-round picks, more mid-round picks with a deep draft. The Chargers got Isaiah Spiller. So Austin Eckler, whenever he gets hurt, Isaiah Spiller out there. That's an interesting combination right there. I like that. I like that pick right there. Rico, we are picking guys that will be the core of a winning culture for the next 10 years. Hey, we're going, like I said, if you look at it from that view, it's a really solid draft. We're going high floor guys that we know for a fact will work out. Not my cup of tea, but we'll see, man. Again, I feel like we pay coaches millions of dollars, and their primary role is player development. Above all else is player development. So I just, what are we paying millions of dollars for if you're not developing guys? What's good, Tim Sports Talk? Make sure I subscribe to my boy. This is a trash draft. Only good thing was the 1st-round trade. What's good? Make sure I subscribe to my boy Tim Sports Podcast. Again, like I've said, I don't like this draft really at all. I like Jahan Dotson. I like the players we got. I just don't like when we got them and how we got them at all. And I feel like there were better players available every time we took the players we took. But at the end of the day, when you break down the logic of why Ron Rivera is doing it, it is a solid draft, but I hate it personally. It's a solid draft. I can see why like outside sources looking in are gonna give us B's, B minuses, maybe B pluses all around the board, maybe. But this is not my type of draft. This is a C minus for me personally, but we'll see. We'll see. What was the trade we just did? We gave up our 4th and our 6th to get 2 5ths. So now we have 144 and 149. How can you hate it? We haven't seen them play yet. I mean, yeah, of course, there's that. But you pass on Jamison Williams and Kyle Hamilton, I automatically hate the draft. I don't care what we did. Malik Willis falling, don't take him. Nakobe Dean falling, don't take him. So I personally am going to hate it. Objectively, like I said, I can see why people consider it a solid draft. But me personally, what I wanted to do, this draft is awful. Oh, my boy Zamir White is on the Raiders. Hey, yes, sir. Another Georgia dog taken. James Cook, then Zamir White today. Let's get it. And I love those situations. I love Zamir White on the Raiders, and I love James Cook on the Bills. I'm so happy for all of them, bro. I'm happy for where everybody went. The only one that really hurt my heart was Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean on the Eagles, but I'm really happy for both of them because they're going to play together. And I know they're so happy that they're on the same team at the NFL level. That's going to be crazy. So, I mean, it hurt my heart, but other than that, I mean, Trayvon Walker went number 1 overall. You can't get any better than that. Lewis Seen went to a great situation. Quay Walker went to a great situation. Devontae Wyatt, 1st round as well. George Pickens went to the Steelers. I think that's beautiful. Even though I'm not sure how much I trust Kenny Pickett to give him the ball a lot. But I mean, the Steelers know receivers better than any team. Over the past 5 to 10 years, the Steelers get the most benefit of the doubt out of any team when it comes to picking the right receivers. So them taking George Pickens was enough for me. I was just happy about that. The Steelers covered his services, then that means he's a really good player. That's all you need. That's all I need to know. But yeah, man, Georgia Bulldogs going left and right, bro, and I'm so happy. 10 picks, most in common draft era. We said, all right, so 10 picks in one draft from one school is already the record. 5 picks from the same school in the first round is a record. You know, Georgia's just doing things that nobody else has ever done. I mean, this is common stuff, though. We know that. You know what I'm saying? We know that. You know, y'all know what Georgia doing right now. Georgia out here setting records. We setting standards and setting records. Y'all got to stop playing with us. This is a legendary draft for a Georgia fan. Washington Commanders wise, I'm sad. But for my Georgia Bulldogs, this draft is amazing. This draft is beautiful. Georgia's on the rebuild right now. You would think, just because of how many players left in this draft, I'm telling you, don't sleep on Georgia. Go ahead, y'all keep sleeping on Georgia. People thinking we're about to be sorry next year. I'm not saying we're going to be better than Alabama, but go ahead and keep sleeping on Georgia. My boy Jay Martin, man, appreciate it. Was good, Rico. Draft C minus 2 safe. I'm literally right with you. I'm eye to eye with you on next. Everything you just said. What's good, Jay Martin? Appreciate the donation, man. Thank you again. But yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see. Again, the logic. Jahan Dotson, we haven't had a wide receiver 2 yet. We keep bringing in guys either hurt or aren't playing well or both. And so now we have a guaranteed high floor. We know he's going to get us at least 700 yards wide receiver opposite of Terry McLaurin, which is going to open up things for Terry McLaurin to get 1,200 plus. And finally be in that top 10 consideration league-wide. You know, we and a few smart people outside of Burgundy Nation, like real draft analysts, real people that really watch film, know that Terry McLaurin is at least a top 15 receiver. But I think he'll finally go out there this year and show it stats-wise. And then the circle of stupidity, we created the need at defensive tackle, trading for Carson Wentz. Now we can't keep all of those guys, and then we addressed the need in the second round. So I just feel like we created that need ourselves. So I'm not gonna give us credit for fixing it because it shouldn't have been a need in the first place. And then third round, Brian Robinson. Again, the logic is this team highly covets Peyton Barber, and they were sick when the Raiders picked them up off of waivers. They thought they were going to be able to put them on waivers and get them back. And so Brian Robinson is literally better than Peyton Barber in every way. So, it's like if you love Peyton Barber that much, you're doing backflips for getting Brian Robinson in the third. You know what I'm saying? So to the burgundy and gold, this draft is excellent. This is an A+ draft to them. And I think to people on the outside looking in, everybody's gonna basically say that this is a B- somewhere C+ draft. To me, I'm way lower on it than that personally, but I can see what everybody's saying. Now, someone trashed AG when we picked in the third round, said he can't stay healthy, doesn't have good vision, and fumbles a lot. Come on, guys, be rah-rah, don't complain. York is good, too. This is early for him. K. York, the kicker. Kicker off the board, finally. Hey, bro, the Browns are so good everywhere that it's just like we might as well take a kicker now. D+ draft, yeah, I'm somewhere like C-, me personally. Even though objectively you could give this draft a B-, but me personally, it's feeling like a C- in my heart. My brain is telling me B-, but my heart is telling me C- for sure. Brian Robinson take over for Antonio Gibson's Pat. Yeah, I do like Brian. My favorite thing about Brian Robinson, he's never fumbled. And he already has a solid foundation for being a really good pass blocker. And as of right now, before we drafted Brian Robinson, our only solid pass blocker was J.D. McKissic, but he's small. Antonio Gibson can't pass block. Jared Patterson can't pass block. So to be able to get both of those, doesn't fumble, can pass block, good vision, can pick up those third and shorts, fourth and shorts. That's a really good player. It's just where we got him and who was left on the board as to why I don't like the pick. You know what I'm saying? Up and down, we have solid players. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just based on who was available when we picked them, where we may have been able to get them later in the draft, like a round later, or trade back and get more picks and get them later, is why I don't like this draft. But technically, all of these players are solid. None of these players are bad. They're all high floor guys. We're just trying to get week one contributors, rotational pieces, depth guys. We're building to win 10 games. We're not building a Super Bowl contender yet. I wish we were. I wish we would have taken Jameson Williams. No, I wish we would have taken Kyle Hamilton in the first and George Pickens in the second. And we're trying to go get a Super Bowl. Going with high ceiling guys, playmakers, potential stars, perennial Pro Bowlers, even all pro potential guys. But we didn't. We're going with the safer. We know they're going to contribute. We're not going to have any holes on the team. We're going to be a nice, solid 10-win squad that people don't want to play against. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the goal. We're not building a Super Bowl contender yet. That's the long goal. This year-wise, we're just trying to win 10 games, which, again, I don't like it, but I'm just giving y'all the logic of why we're having the draft that we're having. I'm just trying to put it into perspective so y'all can understand, and why Ron Rivera and Martin Mayhew feel like this is an A+ draft. Why people on the outside looking in are probably thinking it's a B-, but why a lot of us in our heart, including me, feels like it's a C-. Because, again, I don't want to play it safe. I prefer to boom or bust. Shoot for a Super Bowl winning team and be bad rather than just being perpetually average. To me, the worst thing you can be in football is perpetually average. College football is different because you can be average and still recruit. There's no draft system. You know what I'm saying? So you can dig yourself out of that. In the NFL, unless you draft very well, you're just going to be perpetually average. So those two would have made us Super Bowl contenders. Not immediately, but you're building one. You're getting playmakers on both sides of the ball. George Pickens, you can argue, was one of the best offensive talents in the draft. You can argue Kyle Hamilton's one of the best defensive talents in the draft. You get those two, you have playmakers on both sides of the ball, and if everything goes right, you're a sneaky Super Bowl contender at the very least. Man, with the way this whole league is passing on a lot of these guys, I feel like we're all wrong about them. Yeah, at this point, man, maybe we're tripping. He said, no BS, Louis T got me tired. This man be streaming up till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Yeah, shouts out to Louis T, man. He be going hard, man. Shouts out to him, man. Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. R.I.P. Pop. And Hamilton was so pissed on screen. I'm pretty sure he was. Jameson Williams was visibly upset. Y'all took Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave over me? Bro, Jamison Williams is about to go stop, bro. I think he's a top 10 receiver easily. Once he gets healthy, he's about to be different. He's about to be like the next Jamar Chase type of thing. I'm really upset that we didn't take him. Again, it's not the players we got that I'm upset about. It's the players we didn't get when we took the players that we got when we got them. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we had so many players I love and think will be Pro Bowlers available when we made our picks is why I hate the picks. But again, we got solid players. None of our players are really bad. I mean, Percy Butler, you can argue maybe has bust potential, but everybody else is solid. Everybody else is going to contribute early and play well. How well, we don't know. But they're going to contribute early. Then we regressed to free agency too. Philly now has Reddick and A.J. Brown, plus a great draft with Dean and Jordan Davis. Yeah, nah, for sure the Eagles got way better than we did. The Giants got way better. And us and the Cowboys just kind of chilling. Us and the Cowboys drafting depth. Eagles and Giants making moves to get franchise players. That's why I don't like our draft. Walk before you run. See, nah, I'm not with the mindset of walk before you run. I'm shooting for the stars. Hey, give me the crazy high ceiling guy. We pay our coaches millions of dollars. Why are you paying these guys millions of dollars when the primary objective of their job description is player development? So why are we just drafting a whole bunch of high ceiling guys? I mean, high floor guys. It just so you don't have to develop them. What are we paying these coaches millions of dollars for? Well, I feel like we could have got Daxton. We could have gotten Petrie. We could have gotten Chanel. All of those guys were available. The 2 5th-round picks need to be quality linebacker and guard. I could definitely see that. They ain't even hitting dartboard. Eagle and Giants got the cap money. Us and Dallas don't. Even besides the cap money, the picks they made, they just drafted better than us. They drafted better. They did everything. It's not just the cap money. Cap money helps. Even though the Eagles had less cap space than we did, we threw away our cap space by getting Carson Wentz. And I won't say throw away because I hope he balls out this year. I really do. I don't know in my heart if he will, but I really hope he does. That's all I can say about Carson Wentz. I'm rooting for him to go crazy. But we had the most cap space in the division by far. We were top 5. Entering free agency, we were top 5 in cap space. The Eagles were like 15th. The Giants were in the negative. The Cowboys were in the negative. So we did have the most cap space. We just threw it away. We used it up. And not in a way that I would have, but we did. So that's why we're in the position we are. The Eagles have cap space because they wanted to have cap space, and they kept their options open and ended up getting A.J. Brown, Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis, and Hassan Reddick. We could have done that. We didn't. 144 and 149. Where are we at right now? We at 129. We getting there. Louis T and Rico, my 2 favorites on YouTube Easy. I appreciate that, Luck. I appreciate that. I like those 2 Alabama cornerbacks, tall and high ceilings. Look at the 2 last drafts. We have done well later in the draft. All hope is not lost. Yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping that my boy Zion McCullum and my boy Darian Beavers are still out there. If we get both of them, I'm really happy. High floor doesn't mean they can't be medium high ceiling. Yeah, but I mean, there's guys with high ceilings and high floors. You could argue Jahan Dotson has somewhat of a high ceiling, honestly, but I don't see high ceiling for Darian Mathis. I feel like Jahan Dotson is very high floor with a high ceiling as well, even though it's not Jamison Williams ceiling, of course. But I think, honestly, he may end up being better than Chris Olave. There's a chance. I'm not saying he will, but there's a chance. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Whereas Mathis, high floor, I don't really see the ceiling. He's just not athletic enough. He's not explosive enough to have that ceiling that we're talking about. Brian Robinson, he's also not fast, but for what we need him to do, he could probably have a high ceiling. So as of right now, Percy Butler and Jahan Dotson are our only high ceiling picks right now. And Jahan Dotson is a debate as far as high ceiling. It's gonna be tough for any team to cover Terry, Dotson, Samuel, and Brown if they stay healthy. I agree. B-Rob got a high ceiling. I mean, yeah, Brian Robinson can end up being a really good player. But, I mean, what are we talking about with ceiling as far as somebody that slow? But I love his pass protection. I love the fact that he never fumbles. Never fumbled. That's literally as safe as it gets. That's the definition of floor. which is a good, again, that's a solid pick. I'm just mad at who we didn't get when we got those guys. Rico, what's up with you and Darian? I love Darian Beavers, bro. Give me my boy Darian Beavers. Don't even worry about it, bro. Just give me my boy. Wait, who did the Patriots get? Who did the Patriots get, Rich? Pierre Strong. They got Pierre Strong? Oh, yeah, that's a... Yeah, well... There you go. 4.51 is not slow. I think he tested... I don't know. I just don't see it on tape. I think he tested very well. 4.51 for sure is not slow for a running back, especially somebody his size. I just don't really see it on tape. I see him get chased down from behind a lot on tape. But, you know... I just don't, but my whole point is I don't see him as a crazy high ceiling guy. I do see him as a crazy high floor. And again, he's a solid pick because he's going to be really good. He's going to be exactly what we need, which is why I feel like Ron Rivera feel like it's arguably the steal of the draft. I just don't see the game speed 4.51. I don't see the game speed. I think he tested very well, but I don't see that on tape. You know how some guys test poorly, but they look faster on tape than they tested? I feel like Brian Robinson's the opposite. And this is coming from a Georgia Bulldog fan that, you know, I wasn't too worried about him gashing us for yards deep down the field at all. Ever, at any point when we played them. Take Howell with the 5th, please, Ron. Ravens just winning it. Yeah, Ravens killing the draft, bro. Ravens are going stupid. Yeah, Ravens are going stupid. The coaching philosophy is still position flex 1, work ethic 2, team fit 3. Yeah, definitely right now. Yep. My boy Luck with the donation. Appreciate that. 300 people and only 80 likes. Let's run it up. Let them know, man. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. I really appreciate it. Please like the stream while we're chilling here. It means a lot to me. It helps me out a lot. So please like the stream. Please. Thank you. We are literally drafting like the Patriots, though. We're literally drafting like the Patriots. Positional flex, playing it safe, reaching for guys that you probably could have gotten later. We're literally drafting just like the Patriots. But do we have the coaching staff to do what the Patriots do? That's the thing. That's the whole thing. But we are literally drafting like the Patriots. But do we have the coaching staff to make it work? Because if we don't, then it's going to be real bad. You don't need big names. Look at the Patriots. It's exactly right. Are we the Patriots, though, coaching staff-wise? Are we going to get the most out of these guys? Chad Muma and Devin Lloyd ain't catching them. Yeah, I can kind of see that argument. Those guys aren't catching them in a foot race. But I just don't think he's fast enough to be that high ceiling guy that people think. I don't think he's just a crazy high ceiling. I think he has a really high floor, though. I think he has somewhat of a ceiling, but not something crazy. But yeah, make sure y'all like up the stream, man. I really appreciate. Thank you, Luck, for bringing that to everybody's attentions. When you wear pads, all that freak speed drops and you get worn down by the game. The average speed on the field tightens up. But there's some guys that, regardless of wearing pads, seem like they're just as fast as their 40 time. Brian Robinson, to me, isn't that guy. Again, I'm not saying he's slow. I just don't think he's the super high ceiling guy that people are saying that he is. I think he's a very high floor guy. He comes with good pass protection, which we're lacking outside of J.D. McKissick. Needed that. He comes with no fumbling, which we need because Antonio Gibson loves to fumble once he starts to get fatigued. He fixes a lot of our problems in one player, which again is why he's a high floor guy. I just don't see this supremely high floor could be a top 5-10 running back in the NFL potential that it seems like y'all are saying. Jake Ferguson is a solid pick for the Cowboys. I hate to see it. I ain't gonna lie. Brian can catch out of the backfield. Yeah, and I like his hands, too. I like his hands. Style very strong, but at the same time, solo enough to make people miss in the hole. Yeah, y'all see, have y'all looked like his actual highlights and stuff? How, like, he's able to make people miss in small spaces? He's really agile. He's definitely, now that's one thing. On tape, his agility is underrated. His agility is very underrated for his size. I think his speed is a little overrated, but his agility is great. How fast do you have to be on goal line? And that's what I'm saying. For what we got him for, he's going to be great. For what we got him for, he's going to be really good. I'm just saying I don't see this high ceiling guy that people's acting like he may be the next Todd Gurley or Nick Chubb or something. I don't see that. But I do see a really good player. That's what I'm saying. We basically saying the same thing. My boy, wait, somebody just became a pro. My boy, Holla at Yimmy, became a Pro Bowl sponsor, man. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. He reminds me of Steven Jackson, man. I appreciate it, man. My boy Holla at Yimmy, man. Really, really appreciate that, man. Big time. I see him as Steven Jackson. Hey, if he's Steven Jackson, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. But yeah, I think he has underrated agility. I think his speed is a little overrated. But again, like somebody said, what speed do you need on goal line? And that's my point. He's going to do what he got to do. For what we need him to do, he's going to be great. He's going to be really good at the very least. Comes in with a high floor. I'm just not seeing this high ceiling that people acting like he might be Todd Gurley or something. Steven Jackson is a great comp. Actually, I really like that comp as well. If we got Steven Jackson in the third, that's a great pick. Period. That is a great pick. Steven Jackson was so fun to watch, man. Towards the end of his career, it was a little, you know, hit or miss. But when he was going crazy, he was going crazy. About a halfway to our pick. What's good, Dubs family? What's good? What's good? I take Alonzo a day in the 7th, assign undrafted. Can we please get Zion McCollum and Darian Beavers, please? Ravens drafted a punter. Hey, their draft has been so excellent, A+ so far, they can afford to draft a punter. We need to get Darian Kennard. He really get the run game thumping. Take Alabama's water boy next. Yeah, we love Alabama, boy. They took a punter. There's not a reason. Arizia. Steven Jackson's a stretch. That's what I'm saying, bro. If he's Steven Jackson, I'm super happy. I heard Rico going in the 7. Do you like Jahan Dotson? I do like Jahan Dotson. I think he has a higher ceiling than what people are going to give him credit for. I think he comes with an immediately high floor. Terry McLaurin hasn't had a receiver that can even sniff 700 yards since he's been here. And he's going to be that guy that gets us 700 yards guaranteed. He has such a high floor. He can separate. His hands are great. You can't miss with Jahan Dotson. And I do think his ceiling is underrated. I can see a scenario where he ends up at the end of the day being better than like a Chris Olave. So I like Jahan Dotson. Again, I don't hate him. I just hate the fact that we passed up on Kyle Hamilton and Jamison Williams. It's not his fault that we did that. But now that we have him, I really like him as a player. I just hate how it all went down. The fact that we passed on those two guys to get him. That's my whole problem. Alabama guys are coached to become NFL ready. Kind of everybody but defensive tackle. And in general, they are. But we have a history of struggling to get our Alabama defensive linemen to play the way that we want them to play in our defensive scheme. So, yeah, I agree. The Alabama guys do come to the NFL ready, especially Brian Robinson. I mean, again, high floor, great jump cuts, good vision, doesn't fumble, and can pass protect. That's all you can ask for in your running back, honestly. And if he can catch a pass out of the backfield every now and then, great, solid pick. But right now, like our defensive linemen we take from Alabama struggle with adjusting to how we want our defensive linemen to play. And I still don't know why we haven't fired our defensive line coach after everybody hated him. After all of our defensive linemen last year hated him. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, everybody still plays well. Deron Payne, all of those guys, they play well, but it's like it's a schematic thing. I forgot. I saw it somewhere that it's not a smooth transition, but it's worked out. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, all of those guys are balling. It's just like it's a few growing pains is the best way to say it. It's a few growing pains. Now, I'm not saying they come out and they're terrible. I'm just saying there's some growing pains. There's a reason Jonathan Allen took a minute to get right. And now he's that all-pro we thought he could be. It was Malik McDowell and Jonathan Allen who were the best defensive tackle prospects in that draft. And I think it was by far, it wasn't even close. Malik McDowell can't get it right mentally. We never got to see his talent on the field. And Jonathan Allen, now where he is now, he's an all-pro defensive tackle. It just takes a little bit. Wait. The Packers got Romeo Dubs. Oh, they not playing. Packers not playing. They said we're going all ceiling for receivers today. We're going all ceiling for receivers this weekend. We're just going to go take straight ceiling, and we're just going to let Aaron Rodgers get the most out of them. They're going to ball out. One of them may become a Pro Bowler. Yeah, man, the Packers not playing with y'all, bro. They going with the most athletic receivers in the draft, and they're just calling it a day. We'll figure the rest out later. We'll teach them how to run routes. We'll teach them how to catch later. Just go out there and be the fastest, biggest guy on the field. I like that. I like that type of aggression. I like that. I wish we were more like that, but you know, it is what it is. We're pretty much the opposite. But again, all of these picks are solid. My boy, Indigenous brother, man. Appreciate the donation. Cole Turner, tight end. With a pick 6'6", 255. I could see us taking Carson Strong and then taking his tight end Cole Turner. First of all, appreciate the donation again. I can see that happening. I can see us taking Carson Strong and his tight end. Need a linebacker. Seems like Baltimore is picking every other pick, bro. 6 fourth-round picks is crazy. I love it. If I were a Ravens fan, I would be so excited right now. I wanted a running back, Jerome Ford. Yeah, I wanted him too, but Brian Robinson clearly has a higher floor than Jerome Ford. But Jerome Ford got some potential to him. But I think when it's all said and done, Brian Robinson is going to be the better running back. But, I mean, if you're talking about value, you probably can get Jerome Ford in like the 7th, maybe an undrafted free agent. Eagles going to give us bump, unfortunately. Do not be surprised if we pick one of those Alabama corners. Great value in the 5th. Christopher Allen would be a great rotation at defensive end. Josh, we drafted Mr. Irrelevant next or Alabama water boy. What about Zeus? Zamir White, he's already gone. Y'all know my Georgia Bulldogs. I'm keeping track of all of them. He went to the Raiders, which I think that's a great situation. He's going to a playoff team. Now, the division is crazy, and they may be the worst team in the division now. But he's going to a team that should have made the playoffs last year. And he's going to a good situation. Their offensive line is straight. Maybe they picked up some guys recently that I don't know about. Hopefully, their offensive line got a little bit better. I think he's in a great situation. But James Cook on the Buffalo Bills to be who they hoped they would get in J.D. McKissick? Oh, yeah. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for James Cook, bro. Would have costed 50 to 60 million. It's the best to make moves in a deep draft year. What do we need? Because I don't know anymore. I would say linebacker, tight end for sure. And I want Zion McCollum. Zion and Tariq easily the best cornerbacks left. I agree. So we traded. What do you think about Percy Butler? Like I said earlier, I'm gonna have to watch more film on him. I think at the very least, he's an elite special teams player. So he's probably already a Troy Apke replacement. If you're tired of keeping Troy Apke, you can go ahead and move on from him and get Percy Butler. But he does have a ceiling to him. He's clearly the highest ceiling. He's the biggest boom or bust pick we've made by far so far in the draft. It's not even close. He has the lowest floor, and you can argue has the highest ceiling out of any player we've taken so far in the draft. Between him and Jahan Dotson, ceiling-wise, to me. And Chris Sims love him. Chris Sims be on it with a lot of random players later in the draft. He'd be high on random receivers, random quarterbacks, way higher than everybody else is. And then those guys go late and ball out. And he said that Percy Butler is the best pure free safety, the rangiest free safety in the entire draft. So I don't know if I'm going to take his word on that quite yet. I like Chris Sims. I trust him. But I'm just not that high on Percy Butler yet. I got to see it. So I'm going to go watch some more film on him before I do my analysis of the pick. We'll see, though. But I think at the very least, he's going to be an elite special teams player. And then immediately, it's basically just a better Troy Apke. Which isn't saying much. But, at the very least, that's something. You think we should have gotten Malik Willis? Of course I do. I love Malik Willis. I was willing to take him in the first. So, of course, I think we should have got Malik Willis. But it is what it is. I'm going to watch every Tennessee Titans game as soon as he's a starting quarterback. He's already my favorite player in the NFL, again, for bias reasons. Not just the talent, but same high school and everything. Cam Newton, Adam Pac-Man Jones, AJ Terrell, and now we got Malik Willis coming out. So that's just why I'm super biased towards Malik Willis. I can admit it. He's already my favorite. Just like Ant is already my favorite NBA player, Atlanta through and through, zone 4 and all of that. Malik Willis, favorite NFL player already. Now, that's not to say I'm a root for the Tennessee Titans against us. Like, we play the Tennessee Titans, of course I want to beat them 40-0. But I'm watching every Malik Willis game and rooting for him to succeed. It's easier to risk draft when you have a QB and a core like the Packers. We're still drafting for core. I just don't like that, though. I don't like it. I mean, I understand playing it safe, and I see the logic, but I'm never going to agree with it. What do you think about Doman? I'm sorry. Right now, I mean, I could definitely... If we're talking about nickel corners, you could definitely argue he's the best left in the draft. Oh, just like my boy Watch the Command Center said. But I'm so laser focused on Zion McCollum and Darian Bevis right now, I can't even think about guys. I like Cole Turner, but I'm Zion McCollum and Darian Bevis right now. I'm cool, and I would if we take Carson Strong, Cole Turner has to be the pick. Has to be the pick without question. When was the last time you talked to Titan Anderson? We always talk on Twitter. He hit me up as soon as they drafted Malik Willis, and of course I hit him up. I congratulated him. I was super happy for him. I love the situation he's in. Other than Ryan Tannehill starting over him, so we may not see Malik Willis even play this year, that team with Treylon Burks and Derrick Henry read option is stupid. With the defense that they're building, I love Malik Willis on the Titans. Only problem I have is that Ryan Tannehill is going to start over him. And I'm higher on Ryan Tannehill than most people, so I don't really see Malik Willis dethroning him really anytime soon, especially not this rookie season. I don't see it. Unless they do some, creative 49ers packages like where they bring in Trey Lance in the red zone sometimes to run it in. Maybe we'll see that, but it's like the starting quarterback. I don't see Malik Willis playing really anytime soon. I think he's good enough to play week 1 if you just, base the run game, base the offense on running the ball with the quarterback and the running back a lot. I think just like Buffalo Bills, how they just said, hey, Josh Allen's one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks we've ever seen hit the NFL, but we're going to start him day 1, and we're just going to run the ball a lot with him and the running back. It worked out. Jalen Hurts, still very inaccurate, but their offense is explosive because they're doing the same thing. I think you could have done that with Malik Willis week 1. He could have started week 1, and then you develop his passing game. First of all, my biggest, as a Malik Willis fan, and I'm completely biased, but like one thing that scares me the most about Malik Willis is, and I think this comes from his lack of height and his offensive coordinator just didn't like doing it at Liberty. He doesn't throw the ball over the middle of the field. Everything is to the outside. But when you work on stuff like that, I think, but again, even with that, he could start week 1 this season, and that you can win with Malik Willis just by making sure you do everything with the run game. But we'll see though. He's on the Titans, so he won't play anytime soon, or play seriously anytime soon. But I think he's in a great situation. If they find a way to finesse, if they see something in Malik Willis and find a way to turn Ryan Tannehill into like a 2nd round pick, maybe even a 1st, they're eating. Titans about to be Super Bowl contenders. It's simple. Because Ryan Tannehill, to a certain extent, held them back. I'm higher on Ryan Tannehill than most people probably are. But when it got to the playoffs, he was holding them back. Ryan Tannehill just couldn't make the plays they needed. Malik Willis has that type of ceiling to where he may, not going to guarantee he can, but he may be able to make those plays that Ryan Tannehill couldn't. And so that was all they were missing really last year. And so, I think Malik Willis, I think that's a good fit. I think my favorite fit for him was the Steelers, but Titans were definitely top 4, other than the fact that Ryan Tannehill's starting. Tannehill got 1 year left. He messed up the Titans playoff game last season. He took heavy heat for that. He ain't got long. Willis gonna create preseason buzz. I could definitely see that. And I hope he does, but I'm just not sure he will. Again, I'm a little bit higher on Ryan Tannehill than most. And like I said, Ryan Tannehill was the reason they couldn't go further in the playoffs. Number 1 seed, even without Derrick Henry, get to the playoffs, can't do nothing because Ryan Tannehill is limited. And so I could definitely, especially the fans, let Ryan Tannehill have a bad week 3 game. You're going to see people out there rioting for Malik Willis to start. Joshua Williams is scary. Chiefs got Joshua Williams. He's nice. I think that's a solid pick too. What about the run back we took? Is he going to be a starter? I wouldn't classify him as a starter, but he's going to play probably more than people think. Because I think, I've been saying this last year, even before we drafted Brian Robinson, months ago. 2021. I've been saying Antonio Gibson needs to be more of like a Cordell Patterson role for what the Falcons were doing with him. And then we draft a guy that can get those 3rd and 1 type of situations, basically be a better version of what Mike Davis was for the Falcons. And we may have that in Brian Robinson. If Brian Robinson can be a better version of Mike Davis, and we use Antonio Gibson like Cordell Patterson and J.D. McKissic as the change of pace guy, who can also pass block. Don't forget, J.D. McKissic is a good pass blocking running back, which is hard to find, especially amongst 3rd down backs, the smaller guys that like to catch passes out of the backfield and run routes. So I think we have a really solid running back group if we use those guys that way. But I can also see a situation where if Antonio Gibson keeps fumbling, if he gets hurt, if he's underproducing, if they just get tired of him, Brian Robinson becomes our running back 1. And Antonio Gibson, we just let him walk in free agency or something. I can see that, or try to trade him. I don't know. I prefer, best case scenario, Antonio Gibson is basically Cordero Patterson. Brian Robinson is basically a better version of Mike Davis. I'm trying to think of how he would fit. Or like, okay, so Brian Robinson, Mark Ingram, Antonio Gibson, Alvin Kamara. If we could do something like that with J.D. McKissic also added in there, that's best case scenario in my opinion. I think that would be absolutely amazing. You know how much pressure is off of the quarterback when that's what you got going on right there? Oh, my Lord. I think that would be an excellent way to do that. But we'll see. We'll see if Antonio Gibson can become that. I'm more confident in Brian Robinson becoming a Mark Ingram than I am Antonio Gibson becoming Alvin Kamara. But I do like Antonio Gibson a lot. But I just don't know if he can become that Cordero Patterson, that Alvin Kamara. We'll see, though. And we're still trying to make Curtis Samuel Deebo Samuel. So when you think about our roster as far as what we're trying to do, it sounds amazing. If you think about Curtis Samuel as Deebo Samuel, Antonio Gibson as Cordero Patterson, and Brian Robinson as Mark Ingram, it sounds amazing. But like, I just, are they going to be able to do that? It's not likely, but it would be lovely. I think that's the goal, though. I hope that's the goal. I still believe in Antonio Gibson. I think he can be electric. And it's not me being biased because he's from Atlanta. I just think he has talent that if he can work on his fumbling, if he can work on his vision, and also, very underrated, work on his pass blocking because he's still pretty bad at that, I think we can make something shake. Brian Robinson is going to be a steal, slept on elusiveness and non. Yeah, again, I think Brian Robinson's agility is underrated, and the fact that he doesn't fumble and the fact that he can pass block makes him one of the safest running back picks in the draft. You can't give Gibby too many touches because he'll fumble. Exactly. Use him like Cordero Patterson. Gonna make the Pro Bowl. I hope so. Antonio Gibson was like top 6 at some point in rushing yards. Hope we get tight end, drag him. I hate him. I'm so glad I did not read that all the way. You almost got me, Alexander. You almost got me. Gotta go back and get Eric Flowers. I agree. I think as soon as this draft ends, you get Eric Flowers right back for cheap. Please. Whatever you do, that's more important than the undrafted free agents we bring in. Eric Flowers should be the free agent you sign before the undrafted free agents you sign. That needs to be done today, like literally today. By tonight, I need to see Eric Flowers back on his roster. Deebo is more of a thicker build than Curtis. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not. Curtis Samuel will never be their Deebo Samuel. Now, I think he can be a diet version, which is still really good, but he'll never, I don't see a scenario where he would ever be, because again, like you said, he's not as big as him. You know what I'm saying? He's never going to be able to just run people over like Deebo Samuel. And also, I think Deebo Samuel's most underrated quality is that he has running back vision. He knows how to follow blockers literally like an NFL running back. I don't think Curtis Samuel has that. He's electric, he's versatile, but can he literally follow blockers and hit the right gap at the right time on a screen? Let blockers develop, like literally running back type of patience. I think that's the biggest gap between Curtis Samuel and Deebo Samuel. Also, of course, the build. Deebo Samuel's stronger, bigger, and stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing that Curtis Samuel needs to work on, if he even wants to try to become a Deebo Samuel clone, is working on his running vision. That's his run. It's his running vision. We'll see, though. I'm optimistic about everybody as of right now, but we'll see. I like Sadiq Charles. I think he's going to be a starting right guard. I think Washington's high on him as well, but I really hope we bring back Eric Flowers just in case. Considering the Robinson pickup, is Gibby going to be gone before his rookie contract? I don't think so. I think they're going to find a way to make it work. Again, like Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara, Mike Davis, Cordero Patterson, something like that. I saw a question. How do you feel about Percy Butler? I like the ceiling. Again, Chris Sims says he's the best pure free safety prospect in the draft. We got a huge steal. He says he's the rangiest safety in the draft easily. I don't know if I'm that high on him yet at all. Not even close. But, hey, man, I'm going to take his word for it slightly. I'm definitely taking it with a grain of salt. I'm going to watch some more film on him. And after I watch some film on him, oh, that's just too obvious. The Patriots take Bailey Zappi. That was just too obvious. That just made too much sense. I could have been guessed that. That makes too much sense. I like that. Considering the Robinson pick is up. Is Gibby going to be good? Gone. Robinson will wear number 8. I like that. That's going to make him look more like a receiver. He's wearing number 8. I'm not going to lie. That makes me like him a little bit more. I don't know why. I don't know why the jersey affects how I grade the pick, but him wearing number 8 makes me like him more. Just like Jahan Dotson wearing number 1 is making me like him more, but we'll see. Where we at? Curtis can play running back for us. He did it for us against the Raiders. Check the tape. Yeah, I just still don't. I'm still not as high on his vision. But I like Curtis Samuel. I'm very optimistic about Curtis Samuel. But if we're talking about Deebo Samuel comparison, that's the difference. I think Curtis Samuel can be a really good version of Deebo Samuel, but I don't think he'll ever be Deebo Samuel. You know what I'm saying? Eric Flowers gonna be the only one to block Jordan Davis, so we definitely got to bring him back. That's a good point. I think Jordan Davis will run Wes Schweitzer over. I love Chase Roulier. I'm not sure if he can handle him. Honestly, Samuel Cosme's probably our strongest offensive lineman. We might need to move him inside when we go against the Eagles. I ain't gonna lie, unless we bring back Eric Flowers. Eric Flowers is strong enough to potentially at least slow down Jordan Davis, because I don't think anybody's gonna stop Jordan Davis. I think he's just that ridiculous. I mean, this is coming from a Georgia Bulldog fan, of course. So, of course, maybe I may be a little biased. I can admit that. But I think Jordan Davis is about to be crazy good. And I'm scared. And I agree. I think Eric Flowers is our best hope of stopping Jordan Davis twice a year. Captain, I hope everything's good over there, man. Then Curtis Samuel will be a great 3 or 2 on the outside. Yeah, again, I'm optimistic. As long as Curtis Samuel's fully healthy, his deep threat ability, his versatility to play slot outside and to get the ball in the backfield to make plays, I think he's gonna be really good for us. I think people are sleeping on our wide receiver core for sure, like especially people outside of our organization. But at the same time, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing for us, but it's a bad thing for fantasy. Other than Terry McLaurin, who would you pick up in fantasy? Because it may be one game Deebo Samuel gets 5 carries and 8 targets and ends up with like 2 touchdowns, and Jahan Dotson just ends up with 3 catches in like 20 yards or something, 30 yards. Then there'll be another game where we barely use Curtis Samuel and Jahan Dotson goes for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? I just... Washington Commander-wise, it's a great problem to have. I think our wide receiver core is very solid now. Fantasy-wise, though, who do you take besides Terry McLaurin? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Bailey Zappi over Sam Howell, that is crazy and strong. That is interesting. I didn't even think about that. Bro, Curtis cooked this when we was in Carolina. I agree. I'm optimistic about Curtis Samuel. I just don't like... I don't agree with the Curtis Samuel, Deebo Samuel comp. That's the only thing. But I like Curtis Samuel a lot. Think we might go QB one of them picks. I could see us going Carson Strong and then getting his tight end Cole Luke. I really, really, really want Zion McCollum, and I also want Darian Bevers, but it's nowhere near as bad as I want Zion McCollum. But I also would be happy with Carson Strong and Cole Luke as a package for sure. I would be fine with Cole Luke and Carson Strong as a package. If you take Carson Strong, you take Carson Strong at 144, you get Cole Luke at 149. It makes too much sense. Makes too much sense. Can Curtis Samuel stay healthy, though? I really hope so. Fantasy-wise, it's unreliable, but I can see it working out. Like I'm saying, as a Washington Commander, our wide receiver core is great. Very solid, top to bottom, as long as everybody's healthy. Fantasy-wise, that's the problem. Because, like, even with the Dolphins, with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, you know, I'm still taking Tyreek Hill if I can in the fantasy draft, but, like, I don't know. Because at least with Travis Kelce was more so taking away touchdowns than yards. Jalen Waddle is taking away targets, yards, and potentially touchdowns. I'm not saying Jalen Waddle's better than Travis Kelce, but just the way the offense is ran and how he gets the ball out of the backfield on screens, slants, a whole lot of underneath stuff, and they let him do yak yards. It's just like, you know, I don't think Tyreek Hill is going to be a bad fantasy pick, but I just don't think he's going to be. And then the quarterback situation as well. I just don't think he's going to be as productive fantasy-wise as he's been in previous years. Even ignoring quarterback, though, just the fact that Travis Kelce was more so he was taking away a lot of yards, too. But the problem was he was taking away touchdowns. Now, Jalen Waddle will be taking away a lot of those targets, a lot of those yards, because he's going to carry the ball. He's going to do everything. Wait, who still is taking? Man, Wentz about to break the game with 1K yard wide receivers. Hey, man, I'm optimistic. I don't know why Najee Harris is there. Najee Harris is from, isn't he from Oakland or San? He from somewhere in the Bay though. But I don't know how he ended up out there though. Should draft a backup ball boy. Oh, okay. They took another receiver, so they got Deontay Johnson, went George Pickens and Calvin Austin. I'm not mad at it though. All I know is you better throw George Pickens the ball the most. But Calvin Austin is a great pick though. But that man's gonna be open all of the time, bro. Little, but he's gonna be open all the time. Golly, man. So you got George Pickens as the big body guy. You got Calvin Austin as the small, speedy guy. This is about to be scary. I'm telling you, the Steelers. Kenny Pickett, there's literally no excuse. This receiving core is about to be amazing because, again, I think George Pickens has the potential to be literally the best wide receiver in his class. And then you had Calvin Austin. Steelers are killing the draft, bro. Good job, Steelers. Shouts out my boy Quason. I know he's happy. He's a B. Now, Calvin Austin is serious, bro. I agree. That's a steal. Wait, who took Isaiah Likely? Somebody took Isaiah Likely? Oh, the Ravens got Isaiah Likely? Bruh. The Ravens are not playing, bruh. Ravens, Steelers, Jets, Lions. Crazy drafts. Crazy. It's good, Terry McLaurin. I'm telling you, I see the Titans getting Sam Howell, and then we draw after we pick Carson Strong. Wait, Titans getting Sam Howell after they took Malik Willis? They're about to trade Deontay. Yeah, they not about to pay their receivers. Likely to the Ravens is good. Yeah, that's a solid. Thank you for getting them out the paint, Rich. Thank you very much. Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely that's something to it. That's something to it. Austin made my list too. Yeah, nah. Calvin Austin is crazy. The only reason I never really talked about him much is because I didn't think we were gonna wait that long to go receiver. I knew we would get one probably within the first 3 rounds. So, like, you know, it was just no use in talking about him. Whereas, like, linebacker, interior offensive line, safety, a lot of these other positions, we could take them all over the draft. But I knew we were going to prioritize a wide receiver early. But Calvin Austin is different. My boy Kyle Phillips is still out there, too. Somebody's about to get a steal in Kyle Phillips as well. Calvin Austin and Kyle Phillips, just based on the fact that they're being taken in the 4th round or later, is straight steal, in my opinion. Who do you want to take with our pick? Zion McCollum, number 1. Darian Bevers, probably number 2, maybe. But I really like the idea of getting Carson Strong at 144 and Cole Luke at 149. I'm cool with that. Khalil Shakir is nice here too. That's solid. Not one of my favorites, but I wouldn't be mad. But of course, every time we try to guess the pick is somebody we never thought of. So I don't even know why we're trying right now at this point. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why we're trying. But while we're on commercial break with the draft, everybody leave a like. We got 330 something people in here. We only got 100 and something likes. So man, I'd really appreciate it if y'all he said sorry I forgot about Malik Willis. Don't do that to my boy, man. Don't forget about my boy. But yeah, man, everybody leave a like on the stream, man. I really appreciate it. It's free for you, but it does a lot for me. So please leave a like while you're just chilling right there. Pick up your phone, wherever you watching the stream, just leave a like real quick, man. I really appreciate it. It's free. So many good options just for us to take a no name. Yeah, I'm so scared because there are a lot of good options here. And with 2 picks, not back to back, but with only 4 picks in between, I think we could definitely end up getting 2 good players here, but I just see us going so random. I mean, the most random pick we've done in the last 2 years, and we've been drafting random so far this weekend, but trading up to the 5th round to get a long snapper was as random as it gets. So we're capable of doing anything at this point. Nothing's off the table. Nothing's off the table for us. We are one of the most unpredictable drafters. I have no idea. You think I hope we sign a bunch of undrafted free agents. I hope we bring in like 5 to 8 of them. Last year was weird because we only brought in 1. I don't know if that was as a result of the pandemic, but all we brought in was Jared Patterson, which was really weird. Do you see us trading back again? Honestly, I don't. I think they're going to go ahead with 2 picks this close to each other in the 5th round. I think they're going to go ahead and take 2 guys that they like. Now, are they going to be 2 guys that I like? That's the problem. But I think they will. Yeah, we drafted Cameron Cheeseman. And Cameron Cheeseman has worked out very well. He's a very dependable long snapper, probably going to be our long snapper for 10 plus years. So you can't complain about the pick, but the fact that we traded up into the 5th round for a long snapper, you can't predict nothing with this team, man. I don't even know why people do mock drafts for the burgundy and gold. I don't know why. I don't even know why we're doing this. Why they even talking tight ends? They got Mark Andrews, bro. They're haters, bro. They're haters, bro. Cause the Cardinals just signed Zach Ertz to like a 2-year deal, took him from us, so we couldn't get him to add to Carson Wentz weapons, and then they drafted Trey McBride, most people's #1 tight end in the draft. It's just like people out here hating, bro. The rich get richer. Kenny Pickett's a mistake for the Steelers. He's gonna bust too much pressure. Yeah, I just like it's no excuse. So if Kenny Pickett plays bad, it's gonna really weigh on him. The receiving core, the offensive line, a lot of guys left like in like a short span of time, but I think they're gonna build that back up. Coaching is A1. Defense is gonna be crazy, so he's gonna get the ball back every time he needs to. It's literally Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is either gonna be the reason they win or the reason they lose, because everything else around them is excellent. Najee Harris is a great running back. The receiving core is about to be insane. It's literally Kenny. If the Steelers aren't winning games, it's literally because of Kenny Pickett. I can't imagine it being anybody else's fault other than some severe injuries. The black Troy Apke. I take Chig. I think we can probably get Chig a little bit later though. Like Chig maybe with we don't have a 6. No, we do have a 6. Do we? We don't have a 6, do we? Yeah, we don't. We have 2 7s. No, we do have a 6. Oh, no, we traded the 6 to get the extra 5th. Never mind. So I guess maybe if he slides to the 7th, I don't know. But with these 2 5th-round picks, I prefer to go Darian Bevers, Zion McCollum if we can. But Trubisky might start, though. Oh, yeah. You're right. Trubisky could start, but I don't know. I think once Trubisky throws 2 interceptions in one game, the fans gonna be rioting for Kenny Pickett. I think Mitchell Trubisky is on a shorter leash than people may think. He said, "What are the comms? Brain trust smoking." Mr. Smith, Trubisky might start though. We traded 6. We traded. Thank you. Do you think that our defense is gonna be better than our 2020 defense? I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you define by better. Like stats wise, I think that's impossible because the quarterbacks and granted, we do have technically the easiest schedule in the NFL going into this next season. And last year we had the hardest. But you're talking about the 2020 season, so the last year part is irrelevant. But like the quarterbacks we went against 2020, historically bad. Like that was as easy as it gets. Schedule-wise, team winning percentage-wise, this 2022 season is going to be easier than the 2020 season. But quarterbacks-wise, it doesn't get any worse than that gauntlet of quarterbacks we went against in 2020. So I don't know. If we're talking about stats, if we're talking about talent, it depends. I don't think stats-wise we're going to be able to outdo what we did in 2020, especially advanced statistics-wise and stuff like that, because we went against so many bad quarterbacks. Can Chase get more than 5 sacks? He better. Rico, what you think about the draft so far? What's good, Kenyon? I mean, like I said, logic tells me, my brain tells me B-. My heart tells me C- at best. This been a draft. All the agents have been dumbfounded. My dad said Dotson thought sleeper. He remember he used to be Ohio State. Bro, I trade back again for an extra pick. Screw this swapping stuff. Too much talent left. I feel that. What's our biggest need now? I mean, I'm cool with trading back. I just don't think they will. Among any more good quarterbacks left, I mean, Carson Strong potentially, get him and his tight end Cole Luke, both from Nevada. Do you like Redskins offensive starters at depth currently as an overall unit? Once we bring back Eric Flowers, I'm happy. Well, I'm content. I'm never happy unless we're a Super Bowl contender. But I'm content with what we have. The receiver room, the running back room, offensive line if we get Eric Flowers back. And then, I mean, quarterback, who knows? That man Rich. not playing with him. But yeah, our offense, I'm very content. Very content. But I'm not gonna be happy for real. Yeah, I knew you meant Brian. I'm very I'm not gonna be really happy or truly happy until we have a Super Bowl contending offense. Who knows? I mean, depending on how our defense is built, you know, defense makes your offense better. Offense makes your defense better. Same goes with special teams. You know what I'm saying? Different field positioning. You control the time of possession. You know, they all coincide, honestly. But we'll see. Do you miss Brandon Sheriff? Nah. I mean, I already knew he was gonna be gone, so I didn't envision 2022 with him enough to miss him. I just assumed he wouldn't be on this team since last year, so I can't really miss who I didn't expect to have. But I do want Eric Flowers back. If Carson Strong stays healthy, and last Indy wide receiver were banged up, not bad. If Carson stays healthy, last Indy wide receiver were banged up, not bad stats. Okay, I get it. I get the sentence. And we still have cuts after the draft. For free agents. I'm optimistic. Ron Rivera did say free agency starts for them after the draft. Again, not what I would do, but I mean, that's something to look forward to. As of Monday, guys signed will not count towards your compensatory pick formula. So as of right now, if you were to sign a guy like a guy from another team, it would count against you in the compensatory pick formula, and you would have less value in that formula. But if you after Monday, as soon as Monday hits, no matter who you sign, no matter what happens, they don't exist in the compensatory pick formula. So expect a lot to start happening as of Monday. Monday, everything's about to start going stupid, and I hope we get real aggressive Monday and get a bunch of sleepers for really cheap. Jacoby Durant, I missed him. I don't exactly know who that is, so y'all got to put me up on game on that one. Again, I'm not going to lie to y'all. If I don't know a player, I just don't know a player. I'm not here to impress nobody. We just chilling watching the draft. I know a lot of players, but I don't know. I do not know Jacoby Durant. I ain't going to lie. How much cap space do we have? I don't know. Honestly, it's complicated because, like, with or without Landon Collins. The way this draft is going, I'm looking forward to undrafted free agents. HBCU, okay? Okay, so we got an HBCU pick. Okay, I'm really happy about that. I got to celebrate that. Man. We got to celebrate that one for sure. Again, I think in 2-3 years, HBCU picks are going to be a regular, especially with my fellow Gwinnett buddy, Georgia. The guy, I can't remember his name. I see his face, but he was about to go to Florida State, decommitted, and went with Florida State alumni and Deion Sanders over at Jackson State. So I think he's definitely going to get drafted. He may even go top 3 rounds regardless of where he plays and who he plays against. So I think HBCUs are about to start. Travis Hunter, thank you. I think, you know that's another Georgia guy. You know Cal Hamilton too. You know what I'm saying? I just try, I'm not trying to do this to y'all. Dougie was gonna get one in. I definitely look forward to undrafted free agents all the time because someone always falls. Bro, I was so happy to get Jared Patterson as an undrafted free agent last year. Even though I was sad we only signed one, but the one we got, I was so ecstatic. And appreciate that. He said, dope stream. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. Thank you. Make sure I didn't miss anything crazy. Yeah, thank you, Bobby, for the dope stream comment. We should get Howell now. Marquise Bell would have been a good free safety. I'm mad Jacoby Durant supposed to be a commander. Jason Poe would be cool too. Travis, thank you for the Travis Hunters. Patterson gonna be gone though. I forgot Titans got Robert Woods. Yep, Robert Woods. They got what's his name that a lot of people wanted, but I didn't want because I knew somebody was gonna overpay him. The tight end from the Falcons that went to the Browns, whatever his name. What was his name? I forgot his name. The tight end that I thought was overrated. They got him. So that's a solid pickup, but I just think he's overrated. I don't think he's worth a lot of money. I think what they're paying him is worth it though. I think they're getting good value in him. Now Hunter Henry, Falcons to the Austin Hooper. There we go. Thank you. So yeah, the Titans got Austin Hooper, Robert Woods. They drafted Traylon Burks. They got Malik Willis as a backup. I think they have the solid offseason for real. I mean, of course, I think Malik Willis is going to end up being an elite quarterback. So I think just that alone, they won the offseason. But we'll see how it goes. Other than that, even if Malik Willis is terrible, I think they still had a good offseason. Zach Ertz is still with the Cardinals. That's why I'm angry. because the Cardinals re-signed Zach Ertz, because Zach Ertz literally said it was between the Commanders and the Cardinals. The Cardinals came out and was like, bro, we'll give you all this money for 2 years. Cool, fine. And then they went and drafted Trey McBride. Like, dang. Leave some tight ends for the rest of us, please. Leave some tight ends for the rest of us, please, Cardinals. Just like the Ravens. They already have Mark Andrews. They just took Likely. Why? Leave us alone. Leave some tight ends for the rest of us, please. And thank you, Mr. Jones. Thank you. We on the clock. Let's get it. Do I need to check my phone to see what's going on? Oh, just to let y'all know, Chig got taken by the Titans. I'm sad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little sad about that. I was hoping we'd be able to steal him later on. I'm a little sad about Chig. I ain't gonna lie, man. I thought we'd be able to steal him. Bruh. God dang. So that's what you meant. So you said, look who the Titans picked. That's what you meant. I know the pick. I'm turning off my camera. I'll be back. I'll unmute my mic and show myself again once y'all know the pick so we can react. Okay, so y'all already know. All right, so I'm not surprised. Remember, there were reports recently that we were doing a deep dive research into Sam Howell and Malik Willis, and if they kept sliding, we would eventually take them. There he goes. So we got Sam Howell, and that makes sense. I mean, it all made sense with De'Ami Brown already on the team. Sam Howell. Even though I'm not very high on Sam Howell, you got to give him credit because him and Malik Willis had two of the worst situations out of any quarterback in this class as far as the team they had around them and what they had to go against in comparison. Offensive line, weapons-wise, all of that, they had it really bad. So Sam Howell, I mean, all his best players left, running back, receivers, and so he had to make do. So we'll see, man. Sam Howell, we'll see how this goes. We got Sam Howell to learn behind Carson Wentz, which sounds like, I mean, granted, you did take Baker Mayfield, Sam Howell in the 5th round, so that doesn't mean that necessarily stops you from taking quarterback in the 1st round next year, but I think it likely does. But yeah, Sam Howell in the 5th round is excellent value. Say what you want, whether you like him or not. A potential starting quarterback in the 5th round is great. Is great value. Well, it only letting every other quarterback passes by. I love this pick. Now, in the 5th round, again, I'm not even very high on Sam Howell, but I like this pick in the 5th round. So we'll see how this goes, man. You're going to have to change your offense for this stuff. He's definitely an RPO type of guy, so we'll see if he can adjust or if we adjust around him. We'll see. But yeah, Sam Howell has a ceiling. Sam Howell has a pretty high ceiling. Not a Malik Willis ceiling, but we'll see. He was my QB3. He could beat out Taylor for backup. Now, I think Sam Howell is definitely better than Taylor. I think that's obvious. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not saying that to hate on Taylor, but I think Sam Howell is better than Taylor and definitely will be. He's definitely more talented, has a stronger arm. Taylor Heineke with a cannon, I can kind of see that. But stronger, too, a stronger runner. I wouldn't say necessarily more elusive, but a better runner just because he's stronger. He can, take hits. But yeah, man, Sam Howell, that's fun. At least now we have a fun pick. Whether you like the pick or not, at least we finally have a fun pick. We have a pick that we can debate about, we can argue about. Some guys are really high, some guys are really low. I'm somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. Again, our team, the team he had around him was awful. Awful. Malik Willis was the only player that had a worse team around him. Offensive line, weapons, and stuff like that. And so, it makes sense. And like I've been saying, if you take a quarterback and Carson Wentz struggles because he has a quarterback behind him, he wasn't meant to be the starting quarterback anyway. I don't. No, there's no way you get your feelings hurt. We just traded a third and a fifth for a third and a second for you and a fifth. You're getting paid $28 million. Us drafting Carson Strong in the fifth. I mean, Sam Howell in the fifth round should not change how you play. It should not affect you mentally. If that affects you mentally, Carson Strong, you shouldn't be the quarterback in the first place. So, hey, Carson Wentz, go out there and ball out and make it so that we don't want to play Sam Howell. It's all up to you. Let's see, man. Yeah, so that Sam Howell to De'Ami Brown, especially in camp, because when we run with the second stringers, De'Ami Brown's probably going to be with the second stringers. So we're going to see a lot of Sam Howell to De'Ami Brown in camp. In training camp, when we get to the twos and the threes, I'm telling you, it's going to get people excited. It's going to get people excited. It's great value. Everybody that got a quarterback with good value. Everybody got quarterbacks with good value. Sam Howell in the fifth that's great value right there, bro. And like Rich said, we have another pick coming up. I mean, yeah, NFL Network's gonna talk about quarterbacks longer than other positions, though. There's so much to talk about. De'Ami Brown is doing backflips right now. Yeah, he's super excited, but that's his boy right there. De'Ami Brown had a crazy season with Sam Howell. So, that's why I thought if you draft Carson Strong, you could go get Cole Luke. We already have De'Ami Brown, so you get Sam Howell. Immediate connection. Immediate connection, bro. But it's just amazing how much he literally looks like Baker Mayfield in the face, though. Like, that's insane. That's amazing to me. Well, let's see how this goes, man. I'm excited. We finally have a fun pick. We took a quarterback. We finally have a fun pick. You say what, Mom? Huh? But, Mom, the dogs like you. All right, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm cool with that pick, man. I like that pick. I like the pick of Sam Howell. You have a potential franchise quarterback, and you get him in the fifth. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I don't love Sam Howell like a lot of people do, but I'm taking screenshots of a bunch of stuff so I can talk about it for Sam Howell later. My boy Eric Hill with the donation. Sam Trask will regret passing on Malik in 2 years. I appreciate that. And I'm not going to say Sam Howell is trash, but I definitely feel like we will regret on passing Malik Willis for sure. So I half agree, half disagree. Appreciate the donation big time, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He said, all right. That is how y'all pronounce all right. Y'all say A-R-D. That's that D&B, I guess. I like the pick. He was my second favorite option behind Malik Willis. And that's what I'm saying. We got our Dak. I can kind of see that. Okay, that's interesting. I think that's great value in the fifth round. Again, I'm not one of those people that love Sam Howell, but that's great value. That's great value right there. Now, let's see what we do with our next pick. We pick again in 3 picks. It's not over. It's not over. He says still in the draft. We'll see. We'll probably look back 2-3 years from now, and maybe he is. He reminds me of Baker Mayfield, but with the potential of a Josh Allen. Interesting. He could be a star bum or Kirk Cousins. I had to hiccup while I laughed. That came out terrible. Hey, Darian Bevers and Zion McCullum next, please. Please. Carson Strong, who knows if he's going to stay healthy all year. I wouldn't bet my life savings on him, me personally, so we may end up seeing Sam Howell playing at some point in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You never know. It may end up working out like that. Do you like Carson Strong or Sam Howell better? I prefer Carson Strong ceiling, but I'm cool with Sam Howell in the fifth for sure. I got a bunch of videos before we got Wentz professing my love for Howell. Hey, my boy Yoshi. Yes, sir, with the big time donation, the big 40, the biggest donation over the weekend, man. I appreciate it. My boy said we really run, and he already got Sam Howell in the name. Did you just do that, or did you already have that? Did I just not notice it before? Man, I appreciate the donation, man. And we got more of them. My boy Gerald, yes, sir. Keep it up. Thank you, big time. Thank you for the donation, yes, sir. And my boy Ben with the donation. De'Ami Brown reunited. I think that's the thing you could be. That's one of the things you could be the most optimistic about too. You're reuniting De'Ami Brown with Sam Howell. Sam Howell in 2021 looked. I mean, in 2020 looked really good. Then all of his offensive players left, and then of course he took a step back because the offense around him was terrible. I mean, absolutely atrocious. Like I said, Malik Willis and Carson Strong had the worst supporting cast by far out of this entire draft class for quarterbacks. So maybe you reunite them with De'Ami Brown, a good run game again, and weapons galore. Offensive line better than what he had. I think he'll do pretty well. We'll see though. Yeah, I don't know how the Giants have so many picks. I don't know what happened. Micah McFadden is a decent pick. I don't love Micah McFadden that much, but disclaimer, I will be asking for Sam Howell to be put in if Wentz is struggling. Oh, yeah, I already know that the chat's going to be full of it. Let Carson Wentz throw an interception week 3. Oh, yeah, it's going to be Sam Howell all through the comments. That's all you're going to see. Start Sam Howell. Sam Howell and De'Ami had an average connection of 20-plus yards for 2 straight years. Bro, it's historical. Them together is money. You can, at the very least, if you don't like Sam Howell himself, just the fact that he's going to be throwing to De'Ami Brown again, you at least got to like that. And again, I'm not very high on Sam Howell, but I do like the ceiling. I like the ceiling. I like the value a lot. I love the value in the 5th round. So I think that's the main thing. I like the ceiling. I like the value. And I like the fact that we reconnected him with his star receiver they made each other better. De'Ami Brown doesn't go as crazy as he does in college without Sam Howell. And Sam Howell clearly struggled once De'Ami Brown and everybody else, the running back receivers, left. Sam Howell fell the furthest of any quarterback in recent years. He was a 1st-round projection a year ago. Now he's a 5th-round pick. And that's where the value comes from. That's the value. He has 1st-round talent. We'll see if it matriculates. I didn't do that for Kyle Allen, but I will do it for Howell. I think we get to pick another offensive player. Oh, I think we do pick. Okay. I like Sam over Rattler. I mean, yeah, Spencer Rattler at this point. I don't know who doesn't. What we get for Buffalo trade. Wait, what do you mean Buffalo trade? Howell is like, only reason Howell not a 1st round is because he had no weapons. We could have taken McFadden at 144 and Howell at 149. I can see that argument, but I still want. I mean, Darian Beavers is still out there. Zion McCullum. Let's see where we go, man. Let's see what we do. And after this pick, since we don't pick in the 6th, I may go ahead and end the live stream soon after this pick. We'll talk a little bit more, but I want to go ahead and start watching film on Percy Butler, watching film on a lot of these guys. Even watch more film on Sam Howell than I already have, and I'm going to do my whole video breakdown. Of course, like I said, I'm doing film sessions on everybody we drafted, but that's for channel members only. The general public who aren't channel members, I'm gonna try to get as many of those out to y'all as possible. But like for my channel members, I'm doing raw, unedited, just live reactions to film and tape and analyzing everything, even highlights if I have to. So make sure y'all go become a channel member if you haven't, because y'all are gonna get literally even undrafted free agents. I'm doing something. You like Butler, Rico, true single high free safety you've been wanting. That's why I gotta look into Butler more, because Chris Sims thinks he's the best pure free safety in the draft. He has the most range in the draft. I gotta see it though. How do I become a channel member? It's a link in the description. I appreciate you for asking, because somebody else may have the same question too. It's in the link in the description. I appreciate you for asking. Also, everybody like up the stream while we're here. We got 405 people in here. Only 200 and something likes. If I can get more likes, I really appreciate it. It's free for y'all and means a lot to me, man. I didn't want us to draft anyone with injuries. We got screwed so many times. Ron with the strategies. Tyndall is a Dolphin. Wait, Channing Tyndall went to the. Oh yeah, I remember that. That been happened. Khalil Shakir to Buffalo is what? I'm eating as a member. Y'all gotta join up. Thank you, Rich. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pin that comment. It's a wholesome comment right there. Who we picking, bro? We on the clock. Who we got? Who we got? Talk to me. Talk up. I know who it is. I know who it is. I'm not gonna react. Sam Howell's college coach compared him to Drew Brees. That's interesting. Do y'all already know the pick? Let me know when y'all know the pick so I can go ahead and speak on it. I don't want to spoil nothing. No, I'm talking about the next pick, not the Sam Howell pick. I'm talking about the pick after that. Love your show. How many picks we have left? Did we get a QB? What's good, John Rollin? Appreciate that. And yeah, man, we got Sam Howell, so we'll see how it works out. And that we're picking right now. I already know who the pick is, but a lot of people don't. And then we don't pick in the 6th, but we pick twice in the 7th, I believe. I believe we have 2 7s, 230 and you have 240. But we don't pick in the 6th, so I'm about to go ahead and after this pick comes in and we talk about it, I'm gonna go ahead and dip up out of here. Maybe we end up with another 5th, maybe we end up with a 6th somehow, but I doubt it. So I'm gonna go ahead and end my live stream soon, and I gotta go watch some film on some people. I gotta watch a lot of film on Percy Butler. I gotta watch a little bit more film on Sam Howell. I've already watched a lot of film on Sam Howell, but I'm gonna watch some more before I talk about him. I don't want to just go in without talking about him. I don't want to talk about him without watching recent film on him. What's his name? And what's his name? Who's the other person we got? I'm already forgetting, man. Or was that it? There was nobody else, right? When you in time to go watch Butler, for sure. Yeah, I'm about to go. That's the first guy I'm watching right now. Okay, so y'all already see we got Cole Turner. That's solid. I thought we were going to take Carson Strong with Cole Turner. That would have made sense, but I knew we liked Cole Turner a lot, so I'm not surprised. I like Cole Turner. I like Cole Turner as well. Cole Turner makes a lot of sense. He doesn't come with the crazy high ceiling that I hope we get in the draft, but it makes sense. I mean, the theme of this draft has been playing it safe in a lot of ways, so I think that's solid. He's a really big part. Yeah, 6'6". He's big, and he has better fluidity than people probably think. So we got a tight end. Let's see how this goes. This tight end looks like one, bro. 6'6", bro. Let me show y'all Cole Turner's RAS. And I haven't seen it myself, so this is gonna be my first time seeing him reacting. But we're gonna see, cause I'm pretty sure it's not bad. Cause he's a slightly better athlete than, okay, so height wise, 6'6", that's great. Little underweight, they say. But a really good broad jump. I don't know why his vertical was so bad, but his broad jump was good. And then he has decent speed and decent agility. Well, good, not decent, a little bit better than decent. It's fine, Rico. Yeah, I'm already talking about it. Still a good bunch of old linemen. Can you do Butler RAS? Oh, yeah, we already got that up. We did that earlier. We already did, so I can go ahead and pull up Percy Butler's RAS. But yeah, Cole Turner's a solid pick. It's not really a high ceiling guy, boomer bust guy, but it's solid. And I think they're going for more solid. Like running back right now, they wanted more solid. They wanted a guy to contribute early. Same thing with defensive tackle. Same thing with receiver. And same thing with tight end. Because right now, our 2 starting tight ends for week 1 with Logan Thomas hurt are Sammis Reyes and John Bates. We needed a floor guy. I can see the argument for getting the floor guy. I still prefer to go get a higher ceiling guy. Like I wish we would have gotten Greg Dosich earlier in the draft or somebody like that, or Jelani Woods. But Cole Turner in the 5th is solid. And no, we don't have a 6th round. Somebody please explain why we haven't drafted a linebacker. I honestly don't know. He looks like Travis Kelce. Cole Turner and Sam Howell, great 5th round picks in my opinion. Yeah, that's great value for both of those guys. Again, I would have preferred a high ceiling guy, but that's great value. Rico Infonex just sets out their own version of RES. They keep putting on TV. Look it up. I don't know how much about it. Oh, okay, bet. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, this is excellent value right here. Now we're getting, you can argue, steals. Earlier in the draft, you can say we were reaching a little bit. Even though, again, I will say it again, they're all solid picks. But the 5th round picks are, you can argue, steals. They're going later than they should have, especially Sam Howell. Sam Howell went. Again, I'm not even a huge Sam Howell fan, but he went way later than he should have. And also think about the fact that we have now drafted almost straight offense. We have a free safety, a defensive tackle, but we've gotten receiver, running back, quarterback, tight end. Definitely more of offense heavy than But yeah, I mean, I like Cole Turner. First of all, he comes with blocking, which matters a lot. He's not the best blocker, but he's a good enough blocker. And again, that's that high floor in him. That's that high floor. We'll see how he does, man. We'll see how he does. It's interesting that we didn't draft Carson Strong to go with him, but we'll see how it goes. Is Zion McCollum still out there? Because why have we not gotten him? Darian Bever still out there? What's going on with Zion McCollum? How come people don't like him? Because he didn't play at a big-time school? Well, this is interesting. We're going to see how this goes, man. Sam Howell shook up everything. That's a really fun pick right there. That's a really fun pick right there. Again, everybody leave a like on the stream if you can. It's free for y'all, and it means a lot to me. Really appreciate it. I mean, honestly, he's kind of, Cole Turner, not going to lie, kind of a little John Bates-like. Kind of John Bates-like. Kind of John Bates 2.0, I ain't going to lie. And I guess they figured, hey, we did really well with getting John Bates. Why not get another John Bates? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I would say maybe a slightly less quality of a blocker. Slightly less. But he's a little bit more fluid movement-wise as far as getting open. But ultimately, it's pretty much like having another John Bates, which I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. He has a really good catch radius, so Cole Turner is a better contest. Yeah, he has a great contested catch. I would say that too. He has a great catch radius. I feel like John Bates is a little underrated, but yeah, Cole Turner is more proven coming out of college with his catching ability than I would say that. I think Jeremy Rucker was a Bates clone who was getting mad hype. I can see that. Where did Jeremy Rucker go to? I remember him being a steal somewhere, like in the 3rd round or somewhere. Who got Jeremy Rucker? Also, Cole Turner, you could argue, has better yards after catch ability than John Bates. So, I mean, it's basically just John Bates, but with a little bit of a higher ceiling maybe. Yeah, he went to the Jets. Yeah, that was a great pick. Jeremy Rucker to the Jets was a great pick. But yeah, I think Cole Turner is basically just higher ceiling John Bates. Not enormously, not a big gap in ceiling, but definitely a higher ceiling, a noticeably higher ceiling. Rico, thanks for keeping me entertained while I shout with my girl. Man, I appreciate you pulling up while you're out in public like that in the stream. I appreciate that, Nello. Appreciate that big time, man. A lot of one-handed catches. Yeah, Cole, yeah. I think he's literally just a slightly higher ceiling John Bates, which is very solid in the 5th round. To get a potential franchise, again, I'm not very high on Sam Howell, but I can see the reasoning behind it. You get a potential franchise quarterback in Sam Howell, who should have gone in the 1st round if he was able to come out of the draft last year, he would have probably went in the 1st round. And to get him in the 5th, that's crazy value. Cole Turner in the 5th is crazy value. Thank you, Dodge. So yeah, it was the Jets. So this is gonna be fun, man. I can't wait to break down this film, do these film sessions on all these players. I'm excited. We finally had some fun draft picks. Again, the first 3 draft picks, solid. You know what I'm saying? They were solid. Wouldn't have been what I would have done, but they're solid. They're high floor players. You know what you're getting immediately. They're gonna contribute early. We're building a team that's built to win now, but when we say win now, we're talking about go to the playoffs, maybe win a playoff game, not Super Bowl contenders yet. We're building a team like that we're building a 10-win team right now. So I see the logic with the first 3 picks. But then we get Percy Butler, who Chris Sims feels like is the rangiest free safety, the best pure free safety in the draft. Then you get a potential franchise quarterback in Sam Howell in the 5th round. Howell does have a Wentz level arm. I just don't like his windup. I think he has inconsistent mechanics. But when he gets his mechanics right, it's him, Malik Willis, and Carson Strong who has the strongest arms in the class. but that's just when he gets his mechanics right. You work on Sam Howell's mechanics, he's gonna be a consistent deep threat thrower. And we saw that a lot with De'Ami Brown, who was a deep threat receiver, and they made each other better. So Percy Butler is when we started having fun going for the boomer bust guys, high ceiling. Chris Sims loves him, thinks he's the best free safety in the draft. Hal has a higher ceiling than Dak. I can see he has a stronger arm than Dak. He definitely has a stronger arm than Dak. Again, you just got to work on his mechanics so he can throw from the same consistent base every time. And I don't like his windup. Like, Matt Corral is the best windup out of this quarterback class. Quickest release. You can say, I wouldn't say Sam Howell has one of the worst, but it's just not. It's not Malik Willis. It's not Matt Corral as far as quick release, easy windup, consistent windup. You know what I'm saying? You work on that, Sam Howell can for real be something. He should have been a first round pick last year. And then Cole Turner in the 5th is excellent value. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not a slow release. It's not a slow release. It's just not Matt Corral and Malik Willis where it's just a flick. And he just throws the ball different. Like, sometimes his release is great, sometimes it's not. He's just inconsistent. You get Sam Howell to work on his mechanics, you may for real have a franchise quarterback. You may potentially have a higher ceiling Dak Prescott, honestly. With you on Brooks, but Tariq, JoJo, Rasheed Walker, man, I'd even double up a wide receiver with my dog, Bo Melton. He said, I thought it was, though. It's inconsistent. At best, if you get Sam Howell to be consistent, he has a great release. I'm just worried his release is inconsistent. It's a weird one. It's like a different thing almost every time he throws the ball, from what I saw. But we'll see. Only 15 likes, please. Support before you leave. Thanks for the support. Thank you, mommy. Thank you for letting them know. Yeah, make sure you leave a like on the way out, man. But yeah, I don't think we're going to pick anytime soon. I don't think we're going to finesse 2 7th-round picks to get a 6th. So I don't think we're going to pick again to the 7th round, which may be like 2 hours from now. So I'm going to go ahead and work on my breakdown for this, for who we've drafted so far. I may go ahead and start working on my film sessions. Again, go become a channel member so you can get access to every film session I do for every player we bring in, even undrafted free agents, even if we bring in free agents from another team. Like, if for some crazy reason we end up bringing in Tyrann Mathieu, I'll do a Tyrann Mathieu film session, but that will be for channel members only. Now, I do want to get certain guys like Jahan Dotson, maybe Sam Howell, as film sessions that I do for everybody to see, but like everybody, the channel members are getting literally everybody, including the undrafted free agent. Even if I can't get access to the film, if I gotta react to a highlight tape, you know what I'm saying? Taylor has a 2-year deal. Carson is gone next year. I think Taylor is our backup next year. I can see that. Yeah, Taylor is the certified backup. Sam Howell is coming here to compete with Carson Wentz. He's not competing with Taylor Heineke. He's competing with Carson Wentz directly. Rico, I'm at work. You sound excited, bro. Fine. What's good, Preston? Man, we finally had fun. That's what I'm saying. We finally had fun. Percy Butler is a fun pick. High ceiling. Cole Turner is basically a slightly higher ceiling. John Bates, great value in the 5th. Sam Howell should have been a first-round pick last year if he was eligible to go into the draft. I don't love Sam Howell as much as a lot of people do, but that's a fun pick. We're finally having fun. And my boy Zion McCullum and my boy Darian Bevers are still available. Hopefully they slide to us in the 7th round. That's because he's throwing around a collapsing O-line. Yeah, that's a thing too. It's kind of like the same thing with Malik Willis. He built up bad habits because his offensive line was so terrible. Sam Howell has some bad habits due to his bad offensive line. So once he's kept clean, I have faith that both of those guys can work on those bad habits, get their technique better, more consistently, not running out of the pocket too early, throwing from a consistent base. So yeah, I think that's correctable. I agree. Like I said, Sam Howell and Malik Willis had the worst supporting cast by far out of any quarterbacks in this draft class. I would say Malik Willis was the worst. And I'm saying the worst as in what they have around them compared to what they went against. What their team was compared to their opponents. Malik Willis had the worst, 1A. Sam Howell was 1B. And then everybody else was big gap. And then everybody else, Desmond Ridder had a dream case scenario, basically, almost. Carson Strong, even though his team wasn't the greatest, he also didn't play against great talent. I said Desmond Ridder had a great one, right? Matt Corral played for not the best team in the SEC, but one of the better ones. as you can see when they played against Liberty, it wasn't even fair. Rico, check the NFL Next Gen Stats version of RES. All right, let me see if I can find that. NFL Next Gen Stats. And I typed in draft, so let's see if it comes up. Where are you seeing this? Like, is it on Twitter? Oh, it's like on Twitter. Leo Chanel. Best player available by score. Zamir White. I'm not exactly seeing like where we could click on a specific guy and get their stuff. And they don't have a search bar. They don't have a search button either. So, stats, maybe charts, maybe. They keep putting the scale. So maybe they just have it for TV, but not on their website. Oh yeah, Cole Turner RES already showed it earlier. I can show it again. Put that up there. Could put in the skull. Did we get a linebacker yet? No, we did not. But again, I don't know how much they value linebacker. It depends. If they see Percy Butler as our next Buffalo nickel, they're not valuing linebacker. Like I said, I think it's Buffalo nickel or linebacker. But if they see Percy Butler as a rangy free safety potentially, then yeah, we still do have a needed linebacker. But I always felt like even coming into the draft, it was linebacker or safety to fill that Buffalo nickel spot. I still would like to get a middle linebacker, but from reports I've heard from the team, they don't feel like middle linebacker is a big need. They feel like Buffalo nickel is a bigger need. So it was either safety or linebacker to fill that role. We already took the safety, but again, maybe they see him as a free safety. Maybe they feel like the Buffalo nickel is still a position of need. Maybe they still do take linebacker in the 7th, but we'll see. What do you think had the best draft in the NFL? I think the Jets. It's between the Ravens, Lions, Jets. Who else am I missing? There's a few of them, bro. I got to go back and look. The Steelers had a really good draft. The Colts had a really good draft, and that hurts my soul because I have a Colts and a Steelers fan friend. So they're super excited, and I'm sad. They got a lot of players that I wanted, especially between those two teams. So I love their drafts. Weatherford is a Buffalo nickel candidate. Will Compton is available. I trust Ross. Safe picks of that. Safe, impactful players take you to the next level. So the Combine website, but I don't know if you can look it up. Players on the website they have, I think you're right. Texas did too. Texas hit on a lot. What about to you about the end of the day draft or drafted free agent? Hey, I'm with you on that one. Watch the comments of the Diego. My boy Diego. Smells like Collins and Boston are coming back. I'll definitely take Collins back for cheaper. Not Boston. Yeah, that name was crazy. That's why I didn't pronounce the last name. Jags got Snoop. Oh, they got Snoop Connor. Jags got Snoop. Wow, that cornerback Seattle just took is a 6'4" and runs a 4.26. Hey, that's the Seattle type, right? Back when Dan Quinn was there, get the athletic guys. Get the long, lengthy, zone-covered corners. All right, man. Oh, that's how you pronounce it. Thank you, because I was scared. I've never seen it pronounced out loud, but I have seen some of his tape. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and dip up out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and work on my breakdowns for the draft and all the players we took today. And of course, I'll be doing film sessions on every player we bring in. And again, even including the drafted free agents. On the way out, please leave a like on the stream. I really appreciate it. Shouts out to everybody that donated to the stream. I hope everybody is happier with the draft now leaving day 3 than they were leaving day 1 and day 2. I really hope so. I hope we can all get behind the Washington Commanders and wish them luck, man. I hope they do really well. We got great value today with the with day 3, so it makes up for what you could kind of say with some slight reaches the first 2 days. My boy Preston with the donation. Appreciate that. Just want to send the man some love. Keep it up, man. Man, I appreciate that big time, man. My boy Preston, big appreciate that. Again, shouts out to everybody that donated. Shouts out to everybody that left a like. I really appreciate it. Shouts out to everybody in the comment section. Again, I like to watch the draft with y'all because y'all in the comment section make it more fun. So I love it, man. I absolutely love it. So I appreciate everybody that pulled up, left a like, donated, just had conversation. I really appreciate y'all. I will be doing another live stream soon, maybe tomorrow, just to, do an overall how we're feeling about the draft grade type of stream. I don't want to promise it, but I will do a live stream soon about the draft. So it's either going to be tomorrow, maybe Monday. We'll see. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Again, everybody. Fun as always. Appreciate that, DeQuavis. Go live in the 7th. I'll probably be watching film by then, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. If we end up getting like a crazy good, like if we get my guy like Zion McCollum, I'll start the draft back up, the live stream back up. If we get a good player, I probably won't start the live stream back up. But if we what's it called? Oh, the Cleveland Browns just got Jerome Ford. They don't have enough running backs. They got like 4 of them now. They already had that one running back that was going stupid when Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb wild. Why do they need Jerome Ford? Golly, you did a cut. You gonna do a stream start of the draft being an undrafted free a stream after the draft being an undrafted free agent tracker? I could try to do that. We'll see. Again, if we take Zion McCollum, I will pick the stream right back up, just live stream out of nowhere, and we'll talk about it. I'll react. I'll be all happy. If we take somebody else, I probably won't live stream again, but if it's a good pick, I'll be happy. But Zion McCollum, I will be back to live stream. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Yeah, Jerome Ford is an excellent pick right there, even though I feel like they don't need any more running backs, but whatever. I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all later with a bunch of videos, a lot of reviews, film sessions on every player. And man, I appreciate y'all. Catch y'all later. I'm out.